Yo, what's up guys? So today we are gonna see, what if Naruto got teleported to My Little Pony world, and got Harem, part 5. Hope you'll enjoy this video. So before we start, go check out the author of this fanfic, Rakage52, link is in the description, and also subscribe to my channel, and like this video. Let's begin the video. In Equestria or in any other world, when there is light there's always darkness. Manhattan is one of the largest cities in Equestria, but it is also one of the most dangerous cities in Equestria. Crime rate is all-time high in Equestria standard. Rape, stealing, corruption, chaos, and murder even in a peaceful place like Equestria. You can't deny it within peace, there is always a lingering darkness among us. Now two ponies enjoying a lovely evening eating their dinner in one of the fanciest restaurants in Manhattan named The Crown. "You look beautiful my dear," said the cream-tan unicorn stallion with a jet black mane and tail. And golden eyes. He acts like James Bond, with the cutie mark of a scalpel and sewing needle. He is a world-renowned surgeon in Equestria. He is one of the richest and trusted ponies in Manhattan. "Thank you doctor," said the Pegasi mare with a lime green coat, beautiful purple eyes, light blue mane, and tail. Her cutie mark is a newspaper with notepad and a pen beside it. She is a journalist in Manhattan Times, interviewing one of the most handsome stallions in Manhattan. "I had to admit, I was surprised one of the wealthiest and most handsome stallions asked me for dinner after an interview," stated the mare. "And why not? My dear, I see almost the perfect mare to dine with," said the stallion, "and what to admit." The mare blushes heavily. "Thank you doctor, I had never been complimented like this before." "No problem, my dear. Call me Stitch," the mare nodded. After dinner, both traveled to Dr. Stitch's mansion. Both went to the fireplace where they shared a glass of wine. "You have a nice house," Stitch said to the mare. She sipped some of the wine. "Thank you, my dear," said the stallion. The mare suddenly feels sleepy. "Are you okay?" "My dear," the mare yawned. "I don't know, I feel kinda sleepy." All of a sudden the mare yawned again. "Oh, that's the sleeping pills I slip onto your drink." "The mare is a surprise pill." "Wah. What are you talking about?" said the mare between yawning, then her eyes completely shut. Last thing she saw was the stallion smiling evilly at her. Warning. This scene contains gore. When she finally woke up, she found herself in a white room with the lamplight shining on her face. She is strapped down on a metal table, and she can see a lot of tools. I mean a lot, the tools are sharp, very sharp. When she opens her mouth it won't open, her mouth is sewn together. Her face is filled with horror, struggling to open her mouth, and getting free from the strap. Suddenly she heard a voice. "Oh, you're awake. Good, we'll start the operation." It was Dr. Stitch wearing a white apron and a white huff gloves. "You know, I really mean it, you're almost perfect." Stitch smiles at her, but turns into a frown. "But one thing that didn't make you perfect is your body, my dear." "Those are not perfect. TSK. Then the jet black maned stallion shook his slowly. "But your eyes made you almost perfect from your disgusting body. Good thing we have the solution for that. We have to remove your eyes, and give it to some pony who is perfect." The mare struggles to get free from the mad pony. The stallion walks over to a table where all of his tools are. He's running through them. He's having a hard time deciding which tool he'll use. But when he found the perfect tool he grabbed it, and walked towards the mare. "Oh, I'm sorry my dear, it seems I forgot the anesthesia gas," said the stallion. "But that's okay, we can operate without one," said the stallion, who's evilly smiling. The mad doctor shows the mare his tool that he picked. The mare is crying desperately, trying to get out. She sees a spoon, a simple spoon. Sometimes the simplest tools are the most terrifying tools there are. "Now my dear, we remove that perfection of an eye out of you." The mare struggles harder to escape the psycho. Each step the mad doctor makes the mare want to scream for dear life, but her mouth is sealed shut. But slowly the stitch is starting to loosen up. The doctor slowly uses his magic to grab the spoon and move it near the mare's eye. But the spoon slowly shoves in the eye socket. The mare's mouth finally opens. She lets out a terrifying scream when the spoon starts to remove her eye. Unfortunately no pony could hear her, you can only hear a faint noise. In the next morning, ponies start to wake up and go on with their daily lives. One practical mare wakes up early in the morning doing her run. When she reached the park she saw a mare laying near the fountain. The mare approached the laying mare. "Miss, you okay?" "Miss." When the mare turns over the laying mare to see her face she lets out a scream. The laying mare's eyes are completely removed. The eye socket's leaking blood out of it. Sirens heard all over the park. When unicorn stallion police approached the body with the Pegasi. "This is the fifth one," Chief said, the random police pony. The police chief let out a frustrated growl. "Damn it, this is getting out of hoof." The chief looks at the police pony. "Are there any clues?" The police pony shook his head. "Same as the other, this psychopath never leaves any clues." Chief groaned. "I want this area closed down. I want all of you to sweep the entire area in a 5 miles radius, and find any clues. I mean anything can lead us to this maniac. Now go." The chief gives the order to the police ponies. "Yes sir." All the police pony salutes started to close the park from the public. Now from darkness to light. In the peaceful village, Naruto is walking toward the training dome to see his 2 students. When he arrived in the dome he saw one of his students sleeping under the tree. It was Spike. Naruto grins evilly, thinking of a prank for Spike. Minutes later, Spike was about to wake up, but he felt something was off. When he opens his eyes, he sees nothing but blue. He rubs his eyes, then his eyes go wide. He is above the water in the lake. He looks around, and his tail is dangling around a very thin branch. When he tried to grab the branch, it snapped, and he screamed as he landed on the water. At the far side near the villa, Naruto was enjoying a glass of apple juice. He heard a scream, he smirked smugly, he finished drinking his juice, and walked back where Spike is. Spike resurfaced from the water. When came back, he saw a smug look from the blonde stallion. Spike gives Naruto a dirty look. "How's your swim?" asked Naruto while grinning. "Fine, it was a refreshing," Spike groaned. That said Naruto while still grinning, Spike's brow twitching. Then the others arrive at the scene. It was Scootaloo who walked in from the dome door. "Oh, you here," said Scootaloo. "Why didn't you come with me earlier?" shouted Spike, annoyed from the prank that Naruto pulled at him. Scootaloo shrugged. "Well, I know my brother is always late, so I came late too." Scootaloo smiles innocently. Spike's eyes twitch. Naruto chuckles. He is proud of his little sister. Okay, that's enough. Let's get down to business," said Naruto in a serious tone. The two shinobi faced their master. "Now, I'm gonna teach both of you a new lesson." Both shinobi eyes went wide and shouted in excitement. "Yes? What kind is it?" asked Scootaloo excitedly. "Well, I'm gonna teach you the Rasengan." Both Scootaloo and Spike's eyes went wide and then shouted through the heavens. They keep on shouting excitedly, giving Naruto a headache. Okay, stop. Calm down." Both shinobi stopped, turning their attention to Naruto. "Good, now then. This has 3 steps. Naruto pulls out a scroll, then unseals it, and reveals a bunch of water balloons. The first step is Naruto took a water balloon in one hoof. Scootaloo and Spike carefully observed what it was Naruto would go through. But they didn't sense anything, so when the water in the balloon suddenly swirled around, making it burst in the stallion's hoof, they jumped, startled. "Wow," Spike whispered, impressive. Scootaloo nodded her agreement, but she still didn't really know how Naruto had done it. "Try it yourself," Naruto instructed, nodding his head to the water balloon in Spike's hand to claw. "Also hoof over a water balloon to Scootaloo too." Spike's nose scrunched up in thought, as he tried to figure out how Naruto burst the balloon. Obviously chakra was involved somehow, but he was unsure as to what exactly the chakra did, and he thought he wouldn't know until he tried out a few things himself. Adding chakra to his claws, Spike concentrated on making the water inside move. When 10 minutes passed with silence, Naruto smirked. Both Spike and Scootaloo got frustrated because they couldn't burst the balloon. Groaned Scootaloo. While Naruto looks at them with a smile. Reminded him of when he was still learning the Rasengan. "Naruto, this is impossible," said Spike while trying to burst the balloon. "'Cause you're doing it all wrong," said Naruto. "The first step is about control." "Control?" both students asked. "Tell me, how's tree climbing and water walking done?" "With tree climbing, you have to release a set amount of chakra and maintain it so that you stick to the tree. And with water walking it's similar, except rather than maintain a set amount, you have to continuously release chakra and change it, depending on the density of the liquid's surface," Scootaloo answered. "Correct, this could be considered a step higher, or several steps higher. Now watch this." The shinobi in training watches, as Naruto holds out a huff with the water balloon. They could feel the chakra that the orange stallion was pouring into the balloon, and saw that it was starting to form lumps on the surface. Less than a second later the balloon popped, letting water explode everywhere. Naruto shook the water off his hoof. "Now that you've seen it, I want you to." The blonde shinobi was cut off by the sound of a balloon popping, and water splashing along the ground. Naruto looked at Scootaloo to see her cursing, and shaking her hoof of the water. Yes, Scootaloo had the habit of cursing Naruto's cursing. "The girls will kill me if they hear about this," said Naruto. "Anyway, let's see you do that again." Naruto took out one of the extra water balloons he had, and tossed it to both Spike and Scootaloo. Spike and Scootaloo caught the balloons, and channeled some chakra into it. Naruto watched in shock, as the balloon gained a lumpy surface, and then popped. "How did you get that down so quickly?" "What do you mean?" asked Spike, as he tilted his head to the side in confusion. "We just saw the way they worked. When you popped the balloon, the surface became lumpy before popping. When I saw the outside of the balloon, I noticed that it had chakra swirling in all different directions. Honestly, it wasn't that hard to figure out that in order to make the balloon pop, I had to rotate my chakra in several dozen directions." Scootaloo nodded in agreement. "So what's the next step?" "Okay, they finished the first step in only a few minutes. It kinda makes me jealous. I finished it in a few hours, but at the same time it makes me proud." Naruto smiles at them. He tosses a rubber ball to them. "Okay, now the second step is power. This is usually the hardest step since you both have to put as much power into the as you can to pop the ball." Both Spike and Scootaloo tried to pop the rubber ball, but it didn't pop. Spike puts as much chakra as he can, but still it doesn't pop. Because Scootaloo had the lowest chakra reserves of the three, her chakra couldn't reach a certain power needed for the second step. But still enough to use them. A few hours watching both Spike and Scootaloo struggle to pop the rubber ball. But still it didn't pop. Naruto got bored and also the two needed some rest. Okay, that's enough, maybe you guys need a break, said Naruto. Both shinobi stop and fall straight to the ground with a thud. Both blankly look at the great blue sky, they're so exhausted from the training that Naruto gave them. Yeah, you guys get some rest. I'll go to town, and both of them will wave their arms, as a sign okay. Naruto walked towards the door, and went to town. Naruto walking through town, greeting some familiar faces. Suddenly a pink blur is about to collide with him, but Naruto ducks underneath the pink blur, making it crash into a nearby tree. It was Pinky who almost collided with Naruto. She groaned as she stood up. How did you do that, Nar? It's like my Pinky sense, but only predicts almost everything coming at you, asked Pinky. Ninja remembers Naruto smirking at the pink mare. Naruto's sensor abilities have improved since he first arrived. At first he can only sense negative emotion because of Kurama, but now he has improved it to sense almost everything. Of course it didn't mean he could sense positive emotions like love. He can still be a little dense about female feelings. He can only sense negative emotion, presence, and energy of ponies. She blushes. Oh yeah, anyway what are you up to? Just training Spike and Scootaloo with the new I showed them to Naruto. Oh, did they finish it? So I can throw them congratulations on mastering your new party. Pinky smiles widely. Naruto chuckles. No, not yet, Pink. I'll tell you when they master it. Pinky nodded. So what are you doing now? Asked Pinky. Well, strolling around town I guess. But later I'll pick up Trixie from the train station. Pinky grasps. Oh my gosh, I need to prepare a welcome back party. Naruto scratches his neck. I don't think that is necessary for Pink. Before Naruto finishes his sentence, Pinky's already gone. To prepare a welcome back party for Trixie. Naruto's sweat drops. Oh well, I hope Trixie wouldn't mind. She still has some nightmares about Pinky using Pony's body parts to make her cupcakes. Really, that mare got a weird imagination. Naruto continues his stroll through town. Naruto walks up to a familiar building that the sign said the WUB. Naruto walks in with a smile, and sees one of his favorite DJ Vinyl Scratch sitting at the counter listing her tunes. When the DJ saw the spiky blonde stallion she smiled, and turned down her music. Yo Nar, what up? Vinyl grins at the orange stallion. But the Naruto also grins at the unicorn. So, is this a social visit or you just want to see little old me? Vinyl smirked. Naruto rolls his eyes before smiling at her. A little of both. Oh, really? Vinyl raises a brow before widening her grin. Maybe. Vinyl laughs. So, how are the instruments I gave you working out? Pretty good, getting ready for the event, replied Naruto. But, cause I'm also ready for the event. It's gonna be a blast. Yeah. Let's show them how to rock. Oh, where's Octavia? Asked Naruto. She's a candlelit right now, also getting ready for the event, Vinyl answered. Cool, hope she wouldn't mind our plan for the event. Nah, it's cool, I'm sure she wouldn't mind. Vinyl smiles mischievously. Okay if you think so, anyway it is nice visiting you. V. As Naruto is about to leave, Vinyl grabs him. Wait, why don't we practice a bit before you go? Vinyl lifts her shade revealing her red ruby eyes looking at Naruto with seductive intention. Let's go to the back where it is more private. I don't have my instruments with me. Naruto started to sweat a bit. As Vinyl moves a little too close to him. Oh, you already have an instrument with you. She moves her hoof to Naruto's chest, and slowly moves down to his stomach. Naruto's eyes went wide and shut. I got to go. Well later. By Naruto slowly moving to the door nervously, and rushed outside, as fast as he could. Leaving Vinyl chuckling at his shyness. After Naruto rushes outside from the WUB. He went for a walk again, and to a familiar dirt road that leads to Sweet Apple Acre, but it also leads to Fluttershy's cottage. Naruto decided to visit the yellow shy mare. When he's about to reach Fluttershy's door he heard singing. A voice that contained any ferocious beast out there. The voice was smoothing, it was beautiful, and it was Fluttershy who's singing. Naruto walked to Fluttershy's backyard. He saw her singing to her animal friends. Fluttershy saw a butterfly, it's like guiding her somewhere. I don't know where this road is going to lead me. But I'm hoping that with you I can make it through. I've had enough of this life to lead me. Right up to the edge of the world I knew. I can't wait just to see another day. If it means it's one more day. That I'm with you, boo. Down this road, we'll look back at. All we've known, found a love. That can't grow old, just passing through, just passing through. From the world I knew, the world I knew. I've never seen a sunrise like this one, no. It's like the whole world's waking up for us, millimeters. They say tomorrow can promise us anything, boo. So I'll take every moment, and make it now, yay yay yay. I can't wait, just to see another day. If it means it's one more day. That I'm with you, I'm with you. Down this road, we'll look back at. All we've known, found a love. That can't grow old, just passing through, just passing through. From the world I knew. I'll be loving your light, till it fades away. Tell the world I know. Cause it will never change. If something feels so right. Just can't turn the page. There's too much to lose. We're just passing through. Time won't stop. Wish that we could turn back the clock. I can't wait just to see another day. If it means it's one more day. That I'm with you, I'm with you. Down this road, we'll look back at all we've known, found a love that can't grow old, just passing through. From the world I knew. From the world I knew. When Fluttershy finished her song, she saw her animal friends clapping at her. Suddenly she hears another clapping or stomping. Is that how pony clap, right? She and hides behind a bush. Oh sorry Shy, didn't mean to scare you, apologized to Naruto. When Fluttershy realizes it was Naruto, she smiles. Oh Naruto, it's you. It's okay, you just startled me, that's all. Naruto scratched his neck nervously. Well, anyway I came for a visit. When I heard you singing, Fluttershy got pink appearing on her cheeks. It was beautiful. She got pink to red on her cheeks, thank you, but I'm sure there's some pony out there who's better than me. What, are you kidding me? Your voice is amazing. Naruto smiles at her before groaning, damn it, I thought I grew out of that. Fluttershy giggles while blushing from his compliment earlier. Will you like some tea, Naruto? Sure, tea would be nice, said Naruto. Fluttershy nodded and walked to her house. The blonde stallion followed her. Naruto is sitting on a chair in Fluttershy's living room. Then a white devil arrived at the scene. It was Angel. He is a demon in bunny fur. When their eyes meet, they glare intensely with sparks flying from their eyes. Until they heard a step, Fluttershy came out from the kitchen with their tea. She felt the air get intense. Is something wrong? Oh no, me and Angel just greeted each other. Naruto smiled innocently while Angel nodded happily. Fluttershy smiles, ignoring the tense in the air. She put the tea on the coffee table. She poured some tea in Naruto's teacup and served. Thank you Naruto, grab the teacup and drink it. So, how's the training going, Fluttershy? Asked Naruto. Oh, it's going smoothly, Naruto replied Fluttershy as she poured some tea in her and Naruto's teacup. It's also relaxing, really. She gives Naruto his teacup as she drinks hers. Yeah, it's relaxing when you're not in combat. Fluttershy frowned. Naruto notices her expression. Fluttershy, I know you don't like fighting, but you're one of the elements of harmony, said Naruto carefully. I know, but still why must we fight even if it's self-defense? Fluttershy, because you're the elements of harmony, there is always some pony out there who will hurt you. But this is Equestria, there's no pony that will do that. Fluttershy, when there is light, there is always darkness. When there is darkness, there is always light. Naruto looks at her with a serious look. In all the world, even this one, in a peaceful world like this, there is always darkness somewhere out there, and they will hurt you. Even, as kind as you, I can't always be there to protect you girls. That's why I train you girls, so you can protect yourself. Fluttershy promises me you will protect yourself even if you hurt some pony, and if they hurt you. Fluttershy looks at Naruto's beautiful blue eyes. Boo. Promise me. Fluttershy lets out a sigh, then smiles at the orange stallion. Okay, but doesn't mean I'm willing to hurt them too badly. Naruto nodded. Anyway, what time is it now? Fluttershy looks at a clock. It's 4:45. Why? Naruto's eyes went wide. Oh no, Trixie's gonna kill me. Well Fluttershy, good to see you, I need to go by. Naruto disappears in a gust of wind, leaving Fluttershy clueless. Naruto rushes to the train station, because Trixie is coming back. When he arrived at the train station, the train had already arrived. Phew, just made it. The train's doors open, Naruto waiting for Trixie. Seeing a lot of ponies come out from the cart, he spotted a pale blue unicorn exiting the cart. Naruto waves at her to let her know he is here. Trixie came out from the cart exhausted from her community service in Canterwood. When Trixie noticed a huff waving at her, it was a familiar orange fur. She mentally smiles, she's glad to see Naruto again. Naruto was her first friend in a long time, of course she won't admit it. Well, Trixie's glad you're on time, Uzumaki said. Trixie scowl on her face, but mentally she smiles. Naruto frowns. Hey, I don't always get late. Naruto grinds until he sees Trixie giving him a deadpan. Okay, don't answer that look, but I did promise I would fetch you, and you know I never break a promise. Trixie rolls her eyes. Yeah, now come. Trixie wants to go home. Trixie wants to rest after all the work Trixie had done in Canterwood. Yeah, about that, you're not gonna get some sleep later. Naruto scratches his neck. You told Pinky, didn't you? Asked Trixie with a deadpan expression. Naruto nervously nodded. Trixie lets out a sigh. Let's get this over with. As Naruto and Trixie approach their house, they open the door. Pinky pops out from nowhere and surprises the two, except Naruto, he already knows. Surprise. Trixie jumps out to Naruto's arms. When Trixie realizes she's in Naruto's arms, she blushes before scowling at him. Put Trixie down. Idiot. Naruto releases her, but drops her to the ground and lands on her butt. Trixie glares at him while rubbing her butt. Naruto smug at her. Well, you said put you down. Trixie stood up, still glaring at the blonde stallion, then looked at the pink mare. Where are you surprised? Huh, said Pinky, as she bounces around them. Trixie scoff. Yeah, Pink, we were surprised, said Naruto. Pinky rapidly nodded and went inside, seeing a few familiar ponies were in the party. Some pony in town are still not found to have Trixie living here. Trixie has few friends. Well, to them, they think she is their friend, while Trixie thinks of them nothing but annoyance. Naruto frowns at Trixie's behavior. Trixie may be antisocial, but she's not a bad pony. Seeing his friends doing their own thing. There's Applejack chatting with Rarity at the table, Rainbow Dash, showing how awesome she is to Scootaloo, while other CMC chatting with Spike. Twilight also chatted with Fluttershy at the snack bar. Pinkie is playing at the DJ booth with Vinyl Scratch, Derpy clumsily hitting the wall getting her stuck in it, while some random pony getting her unstuck. He's gonna fix that later. There's not a lot of pony here for Trixie's welcome back party. Some townsfolk didn't like Trixie. This reminds him when he was still young in his village, they're talking about Trixie behind her back. Well, Trixie knows about that, but she didn't pay any mind into it. Spike and Scootaloo approach Naruto with smiles on their faces. Naruto, Naruto, shouted both Spike and Scootaloo. Naruto notices the two then looks at them. What guys? Look, both Spike and Scootaloo brought a rubber ball out. Then they hold it. Naruto starts to feel chakra inside the rubber ball, then it bursts and alarms every pony in the room. What was that? Shouted Rainbow Dash. Nothing Rain, okay every pony, nothing to be alarmed, just the kids wanting to show me something. Every pony accepted and returned to what they're doing earlier. Naruto looks at the two noise makers and they nervously chuckle. Congress guys, you did it. Naruto smiles at the two. Okay now, the last step is to combine the first step and the second step all together, and we'll start it tomorrow. The two nodded and returned to their friends. Meanwhile, after a sudden burst from the rubber ball, Trixie approaches the punch bowl to get some drinks. She notices Twilight approaching her. Hey Trixie. Twilight greets Trixie with a smile. Oh hey, Sparkle, said Trixie with an annoying expression. Twilight frowns. She and Trixie may not see eye to eye, but Twilight treats her as a friend. Trixie, I know we have a long way for you to accept us as a friend, but I want you to know no matter what, to me you're my friend, as the others think so too. Okay, maybe not Applejack, Rarity, and Rainbow Dash. Twilight thought about it. Wow, 4 out of 7 friends accepted her. Not bad really, but still. Whatever. Trixie huff. Twilight sighs as she leaves Trixie, giving her some time. The music started getting into a jamming beat. The ponies started to get their funk, groove or whatever on. The main 6 tries to look for Naruto in the crowd for a dance. But Naruto approaches Trixie. Hey, you okay? Asks Naruto with a worried expression. What do you want from Uzumaki? Trixie scowls at him. Naruto frowns for a moment, then smiles. You can call me Naruto, you know, and I came here wondering if you're okay. Yeah, Trixie's fine. Oh come on, I know you're not that fine. Trixie said. Trixie's fine. Trixie glares at him, but Naruto ignores her glasses. He had worse. You know, if you keep scowling like that it will ruin your pretty face, said Naruto with an infectious grin. Trixie blushes while glaring at him again. Shut up. The music started to pick up a jamming beat. Naruto looks at Trixie. Hey, want to dance? Trixie blushes. What? Why should Trixie dance with you? Oh come on, it will be fun. I promise. Naruto is giving her smiles. Trixie got red on her cheeks. Well, if you insist. You're lucky to dance with the great and powerful Trixie. Naruto rolls his eyes and mumble. You need to stop talking to yourself as a third person. Naruto brings out his hoof and Trixie accepts his gentle manner. He escorts her to the dance floor. Trixie tries to keep up with Naruto's wild dancing. When Naruto notices this, he slows down a bit to let the mare keep up with him. Then the song changes to slow pace. Naruto looks at Trixie, then he bows and stands up with 2 hooves and lifts Trixie in 2 hooves too. Naruto puts his hoof on Trixie's wrist and moves closer to her. Trixie got a tint of pink on her cheeks. They danced to the beat of the music. The main 6 got jealous but understood Naruto's motive. He wanted to make Trixie comfortable. Pinkie shouted, I'm next after Trixie. Nar. Her friend chuckles. Trixie hears the pink mare. She glares at her, but looking at the orange stallion she calms down. She looks deep in his powerful blue eyes. Couldn't help, those eyes will protect her from any danger. She puts her head on Naruto's chest. She smiles while dancing through the party. From light to darkness. At Manhattan, crime is still raging. The Mad Doctor is cleaning his equipment and putting a glass jar filled with eyeballs on the shelf while humming. It seems you're quite a busy doctor. A mysterious voice came out of the shadow. Well yes, my last patient was enjoyable. The Mad Doctor stitched evilly smiles. Too bad. I couldn't replace her eyes. I forgot I don't have extra, laughing evilly. I can see that, doctor. I'll make you an offer. What kind of offer? The doctor got interested. I can give you a body you can work on and make it perfect. If the doctor raises his brow. He seems skeptical. What's the catch? Simple, join me, that's all you can do, and I'll give you this. The figure came out from the shadow. It's a stallion with a short black mane and tail, an orange mask covering his face with one red eye, and he's wearing a black cloak with a red moon design. Then the stallion slammed his hoof on the ground. Suddenly one coffin rose up from the ground, then the wooded cases dropped, revealing what's inside. The doctor's eyes went wide open and laughed maniacally. I take that as a yes. Welcome Dr. Tanisoku. Ponyville was once more treated to a beautiful afternoon. Twilight, Spike, and Naruto were walking down the road to Ponyville Square when he and Twilight noticed something very peculiar. What? Where is every pony? Asked Twilight as the group looked around. Yeah, it's kinda odd, Naruto said as they walked into town square. You think every pony would be out enjoying such a sunshiny day, but this place almost looks like a ghost town. They looked around, seeing not a soul in sight with only a few signs of life. One mare squealed as she shut the shutters on her window, while a filly stood outside her door, only to be pulled inside by her mother, the door slamming shut. Is it some sort of pony holiday? Asked Spike in confusion. Not that I know of, answered Twilight. The guesses Spike made soon devolved into outlandishness from there. The group stopped when they heard Pinkie Pie whisper for them. PSSD, Twilight, Spike, Naruto, in here, hurry before she gets you. With that, the group dove into Sugarcube Corner, the top half of the door slamming shut behind them, encasing the three in darkness. The darkness was immediately pierced by a flashlight that shone directly into Twilight's eyes. Before who gets us? The zombie pony? Asked Spike in nervousness. Zombie pony? Pinkie stammered out, causing Spike to hug Twilight's neck in fright. Spike, there are no zombie ponies, said Twilight in annoyance, then she turned to her friend. Pinkie, what are you doing alone in the dark? I'm not alone in the dark, she answered, and pushed open a curtain to let some light in, revealing the rest of Twilight's friends, and Applejack's little sister Apple Bloom. Okay then, what are you all doing here in the dark? Asked Twilight in confusion. We're hiding from her, answered Applejack, gesturing out the window. The group all looked out of it to see a strange pony in a cloak standing out in the market square, looking about, and pawing at the ground. The pony then glanced their way, causing everyone but Twilight and Naruto to flinch away from the window. Did you see her, Twilight? Did you see Zakor? Asked Applebloom, who was then admonished by her sister. Applebloom? Applejack snapped at the little filly. I told you never to say that name. Well, I saw her glance this way, she answered. Naruto raised a brow and looked again, everyone peering out the window with him. The way she's digging, does she not care about getting dirty? Rarity huffed. Maybe she's looking for something, Spike suggested. Something evil, Pinkie added dramatically. And then a bunch of you flip out for no good reason, Twilight finished. No good reason, stated Applejack, offended. You're cow protecting Ekin no good reason. Why, as soon as my sister saw Zakor riding into town, she started shaking in her little horseshoes. She punctuated her statement by shaking Applebloom. Did not, Applebloom countered. So I swept her up and brought her here. I walked here. For Safakipin. Applejack, I'm not a baby. I can take care of myself. The younger Apple started angrily. Not from that creepy Zakor, countered her elder sister. Naruto watched the proceedings with disinterest. Is it just me, or do you think they're all overreacting? Naruto asked Kurama in his mindscape. I think overreacting is selling it short, said Kurama, as Naruto heard what Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash, and Pinkie Pie had to say about the pony outside. Soon, every pony looked back out the window, and once again all but Twilight and Naruto gasped when Zakor pulled her hood down, allowing her features to be seen. Will you cut that out, said Twilight in annoyance at her friend's antics. Just look at those stripes, so garish, said Rarity in disgust. She's a zebra, said Twilight. The what? Every pony asked. Naruto also listened in. The zebra and her stripes are the fashion choice, Rarity, she was born with them. Upon hearing that, Rarity fainted. Born where? I ain't seen a pony like that in these parts, except her. Applejack shuddered out. Well, she's probably not from here, and she's not a pony. My books say that zebras come from a faraway land, but I've never seen her in Ponyville. Where does she live? That's just it. She lives in the Everfree Forest, replied Applejack, and was followed up immediately after by a crash and boom, which soon changed to the clattering of pots and pans. They looked to see Spike had gotten into the cupboards for a snack and had dropped some pans. Sorry, he said sheepishly. Well, I'm gonna go say hello, Naruto said, only for Pinkie to bar the door, saying, no. She's evil. And she told you that herself? Naruto asked with a tone. Well no, Pinkie admitted, but I wrote a song about it. Here we go, Rainbow rolled her eyes. She's an evil enchantress, she does evil dances. Pinkie was dancing around the shop like a madmare. If you look deep in her eyes, she'll put you in trances. Naruto couldn't help but feel disgusted. And what'll she do? She'll mix up an evil brew. And she'll gobble you up. In a big tasty stew. So watch. Nobody noticed Naruto's expression getting darker and darker, until he finally exploded after Pinkie almost finished her song. That's it. I can't take any more of this. All of you are shunning some pony for their differences without even trying to get to know them, all the while cooking up crazy rumors to justify your actions. And here I thought you ponies were better than that. I can't believe my friends turned out to be such bigots. The only one with any sense here is Twilight, and she's the minority. I'm outta here. With that, Naruto vanished in a swirl of leaves. You know what? Naruto's right, said Twilight angrily. You guys are just pointing hoofs at every little thing she does to prove she's evil, when you've never tried to find out for yourself. And how do you think Naruto feels about all this? Do you think he's evil? He certainly got powerful and had dangerous magic. I mean, you all saw what Naruto can do with all his powers. Every pony was silent at that. Now Naruto is different. He ain't like that, defended Applejack. Oh really? So one pony with power could rival Princess Celestia, and you weren't frightened in the least. I bet if Naruto just showed up like Sakura did, then you would all be acting like this to him as well. With that, Twilight turned around and headed for the door. Twilight, wait. Where are you going, darling? Asked Rarity. After Naruto, and away from all of you. She answered, cantering out the door and slamming it shut behind her. She also used a body flicker to vanish in a swirl of fire, leaving behind 5 mares that felt awful about themselves. That didn't realize that Applebloom sneaked out of the building to follow Twilight. Maybe we have been overreacting about this, said Rainbow. I mean, none of us has talked to Sakura. Who's to say she's really what we make of her? Now don't y'all go saying that, Rainbow. I'm telling y'all she's bad news, argued Applejack. I think Twilight may be right. Maybe we shouldn't judge Sakura until we get to know her, Fluttershy put in. Oh, for land's sakes, not you too, Fluttershy. Pinkie, Rarity, you're all with me on this, right? Definitely, darling. There is something definitely not right about that zebra, said Rarity. Pinkie Pie was continuing with her song, which Applejack took as an affirmative. Rainbow Dash just glared. Fine. If you want to be like that, then I'm not stopping you. Come on Fluttershy, let's go. With that, the 2 Pegasi flew out the door. After flying away for a bit, the 2 lighted on a cloud. So why are we here? Asked Fluttershy. At this, Rainbow Dash let out a sigh and looked out over Ponyville. I think Twilight's right. By doing all this to Sakura, we're basically doing it to Naruto. The guy has been our friend for years and never hurt us. I know what you mean, Rainbow. Sakura is a bit frightening, but that shouldn't stop us from getting to know her. Maybe we should go down and talk to her. Fluttershy. Rainbow looked down to see Sakura leaving Ponyville when her eyes caught 2 ponies following her. Looks like Twilight and Applebloom are doing just that. Come on, let's go meet up with them. And with that, the 2 flew towards their friend. Upon reaching the lavender unicorn, Twilight glared at them. And what do you 2 want? She asked, her tone frosty. Listen Twilight, you're right. Just because Sakura is different, it shouldn't keep us from getting to know her, said Rainbow in an apologetic tone. And it looked like our actions really hurt Naruto when he has done nothing to deserve it, said Fluttershy. Twilight continued to glare for a bit, then huffed. Well come on then. If you're serious about it you can come with us to meet her. Soon, the 4 ponies cantered off to catch up to Sakura. After passing into the Everfree forest, they were soon coming up to the cloaked zebra. Applebloom. At that the 4 ponies and 1 zebra turned to the shout and saw Applejack, Rarity, and Pinkie Pie amidst a large patch of blue flowers. You all get back here right now little missy. The orange earth pony finished. Beware you pony folk. Those leaves of blue are not a joke. Sakura called out. Leaves of blue? Asked Rainbow Dash. I think she's talking about the flowers, answered Twilight. Applejack rushed over to the group and scooped up her little sister, then told the zebra to hightail it, the other 2 joining in. With a final warning, the mist closed in around Sakura and all was silent. Can't believe ya Applebloom. Why didn't you listen to your big sister? Applebloom looked away in shame at that. Then Applejack turned her angry glare to Twilight, Rainbow Dash, and Fluttershy. And you 3. I thought we were friends, but here you are helping to bring my little sister danger. Who knows what kind of curse Sakura could have put on her. Soon the situation devolved into an argument over if curses were real. Twilight watched them all leave and looked back towards the fog, a little bothered by Midnight contradicting her words and Applejack's warning. But she shook off the worry and followed after them, even though the worry lingered. The next morning with a groan, Twilight got out of bed. She hasn't had a good sleep that night, as her dreams have been plagued by the previous day's arguments of Sakura and curses. Grumbling to herself, she walked over to her vanity. What a dream curses whoa, Twilight said as she walked to a mirror. She then saw that she had messed up hair. Maybe Sakura cursed my hair. She combed her mane, but after doing that, she saw that her horn was flappy. Or she cursed my horn. Twilight was going through books after books, saying, no, 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 no. None of these books have a cure. Twilight had woken up and saw her horn all floppy and polka-dotted blue. She groaned, saying, there has to be an explanation for this. An illness, an allergy. A curse. She turned to see Spike looking into a big green book, the cover embossed with some kind of herb. I would prefer an explanation that doesn't include nonsense. She shot him down, an explanation rational and logical. Well maybe this'll help. Spike held the book out. Supernaturals. She read before getting stone-faced. Spike, the word supernatural refers to things like ghosts and spirits and zombies, which are as make-believe as curses. This book is just a bunch of hee. But what if you're wrong, Twilight? Spike said in a considerable tone. What if this is? Purse? They looked to see Pinkie Pie. His tongue was sticking out, looking swollen, and also covered with blue polka dots. A purse? Spike echoed, scratching his head. How could it be a purse? Pinkie? What happened? Twilight asked in concern. Peepaw's core. Pinkie sputtered. Steve put a curse on me. Say it, don't spray it. Spike wiped off Pinkie's saliva when they heard a crash outside, followed by an ow. They looked out the window and saw Rainbow Dash repeatedly crashing into it. Thankfully, the glass was magically reinforced and in no danger of breaking. She thud, trying to say Zakor thud. Ow. She finally got in, this time crashing through the door as she hollered, slapped us with a curse. They dodged as she zoomed overhead and crashed into one of the bookcases carved into the walls. They saw that Rainbow's wings were now anatomically in the wrong place, facing backwards, as they stuck out from the sides of Rainbow's abdomen. I'm afraid I have to agree. They looked and yelled at the hairy creature in front of them. It had purple and white hair, all bunched into dreadlock-like pieces, completely covering its face. But the color of the hair and the voice told them it was Rarity. I hate to say I told you so, Twilight, but I told you so. A high-pitched voice came from Apple Bloom, who had walked in behind Rarity and was followed by Fluttershy. Every pony looked at Apple Bloom oddly until she turned to the side, revealing a miniature Applejack standing on her back. It's a curse, I tell ya, Applejack said in her new high-pitched voice. But Fluttershy seems fine, Twilight said desperately. Yes, there doesn't seem to be a thing wrong with her, Rarity said, jealousy. Fluttershy, are you okay? Twilight asked, walking out from Alex's room. Fluttershy shook her head. Is there something wrong with you? Twilight asked again. Fluttershy nodded. Would you care to tell us? Twilight asked, confused at her silence. Fluttershy shook her head again. So you're not gonna tell us? Twilight asked. Fluttershy nodded. Yes, you're not. Or yes, you will. Twilight asked, still completely lost. Good gravy, girl. Applejack squeaked, what's wrong with you? Fluttershy sighed, her silent strategy was beaten. I don't want to talk about it, Fluttershy said in the deepest voice any of them had heard. All of her friends gasped as she lowered her head in embarrassment. Spike snorted in laughter, breaking out in a full-blown fit a few moments later. This is hilarious. Look at all of you. He exploded. We got emotion to the shaggy Rarity, Hairity, now to the helplessly caught Rainbow Dash, Rainbow Crash, the tongue-swollen Party Pony, Spitty Pie, now the bit-sized Applejack, Apple Teeny, now he motioned Fluttershy Flutterguy. He looked at Twilight trying to think of a nickname for her. Apparently, Twilight's name wasn't easy enough to work with to give her condition a strange name. Twilight Sparkle, I mean, seriously, I can't even work with that. This is no joke, Spike, Twilight scolded, as her horn flapped around more. Now start looking for more books, so I can find a cure. With a half-hearted groan, the baby dragon went off to do as she asked. Meanwhile, Rainbow Crash was struggling to get out of the stepladder. Eventually, the Blue Pegasus was able to dislodge herself from the ladder. I think we'll find a cure to this curse at Zakor's place, she announced, as soon as she was airborne. Now that she was hovering, looking just about as broken as Derpy was. It's not a curse. The purple mare quickly leapt on the defense, saying the word so quickly and going over to Rainbow's location so fast that it almost appeared that the force alone blew the Pegasus's back into another wall, where she once again crashed. I agree with Dash. This was Apple Teeny, still with a very noticeable height problem and southern accent. We'll go to Zakor's and force her to remove this hex. It's not a hex either, Twilight argued, and began to feel like the only sane one left, and every pony started breaking out in argument. Until the door slam opens, revealing Scootaloo, who looks worried. Guys, Naruto didn't come home last night. Every pony grasped. They didn't see Naruto after he walked out yesterday. The mares are beginning to worry. I bet Zakor had him, stated Rainbow Crash. Just wait a second, Rainbow, we don't know if Zakor has Naruto and Twilight. Then they argue again, leaving the two fillies with their own thoughts. Applebloom felt bad. This is all my fault. If I hadn't followed Zakor in the first place, none of this wouldn't happen. I just gotta fix this. She leaves and finds Zakor without anyone noticing, except a certain tiny one who leapt into her tail, and Scootaloo followed her. Applebloom hurried off. I don't care what you say, Twilight, Rainbow Crash snapped. I say we pony up, save Naruto, and confront Zakor. Fine. If only to put an end to this nonsense once and for all. Twilight caved in, but not for the reasons they wanted. Then Rainbow Crash noticed something. Applebloom. She's gone. And also Applejack, she must have gone off to Zakor's. She exclaimed upon seeing her friends are nowhere in sight. Well, we better go find them. Come on girls, let's go, Twilight said. Spitty Pie had her hoof on a strand of Harity's hair, causing her unable to move. Oh dear, Harity announced. This is so unseemly. Harity broke free. Rainbow Crash was flying upside down on the floor. Hey, a little help here. Oopsie. Sorry, Flutterguy said, helping Rainbow Crash along with Spitty Pie, which only caused her to crash again. Spike, are you coming? Flutterguy asked. Nope. Gotta stay here and look for a cure. Spike gasped. Twilight Flopple. At that moment, Applebloom had just entered the Everfree forest when she heard Applebloom wait up. Scootaloo rushes toward Applebloom. She raises a brow. Scootaloo, what are you doing here? Coming with you, thus stated Scootaloo. My brother is out there, and I'm here to rescue him. Applebloom is about to say something until they hear a little tiny voice coming from Applebloom's mane. She skidded to a halt and felt something on her head. Oh, you're not going anywhere, little missy. She smirked, realizing who her little stowaway was, and said, no. No, Appletini echoed. You can't ignore a direct order from your big sister. Applebloom went over to a branch hanging over a ridge and tilted her head, causing Appletini to slide down onto it. Sorry, Applejack, but I'm the big sister now. Applebloom, Scootaloo, you come back here right this instant. Appletini shouted after them. I'm gonna tell Big Macintosh and Naruto to you both. She looked around and sulked at her situation. Pony feathers. The others were just entering the Everfree forest, Twilight saying, come on, Everpony, we've got to make it to Zakura's. Harry tripped over her locks, getting them dirty, and Twiggy, easier said than done. Hey. Rainbow Crash yelled, trying her best to keep control of her flight, wait for me. However, she lost it, and crashed through a bush, and into a tree. Groaning, she suddenly felt something pop out of her mouth. Rainbow. Thanks, Celestia. Appletini had been on the branch of the tree Rainbow had crashed into. She grabbed a twig and a vine, hurrying over as she said, there's no time to lose. She made a makeshift set of reins, and forced them on Rainbow. Ani T get T Zakura's pronto. Gidyup, pony. Excuse me, Rainbow snapped, only to feel a jerk, as Appletini hawed, and they rose up, shakily flying to catch up with the others. They had come upon what appeared to be a hut built into a tree, similar to Twilight's library. There were some tribal masks set outside, and some gourds or containers hung from the branches. I look horrible. Harry complained. Please, place looks horrible, Spitty Pie commented while raising Harry's bangs out of her face. Oh my, it does. Nice decorations, if you like creepy. Harry agreed. They all tiptoed over and peered through the window. Inside were more masks, more containers, candles, and a door opened to reveal who could only be Zakura. They gasped and shied from the window. Zakura was a zebra mare with black and white stripes, a little gray in there, a mohawk-like mane somewhat similar to Thunder's, and she wore golden jewelry in the form of bangles around her neck, hoop earrings, and she actually had what looked like a cutie mark in a tribal-like sun. She poured a container of purple berries into a bubbling cauldron in the center of the room, and appeared to be chanting in a foreign language. Twilight couldn't help but feel like something ominous was going on. She saw my Spitty sputtered in an accusing tone. Huh? Everpony asked her. She saw my Spitty repeated. Harry translated. She stole your song. Twilight disagreed. Oh Pinky, it doesn't sound anything like your song. Spitty was about to try and sing her song, but realized she wouldn't be able to. Spitty looked at Flutterguy with puppy dog eyes begging. Flutterguy knew what Pinky wanted, and gave a sigh. She started singing. She's an evil enchantress, and she does evil dances. And if you look deep in her eyes, she will put you in trances. And what will she do? She'll mix up an evil brew. Then she'll gobble you up in a big tasty stew. So watch out. Everpony raises an eyebrow and ignores what happened. Well, you can see she's not normal. Harry brought up, now do you believe us, Twilight? Seriously, what more proof do you need? Rainbow Crash demanded. Or perhaps Zakura's just making soup. As if to affirm Twilight was correct, Zakura tasted a sample of the brew, but what she said next shot that down fast. Ah, the perfect temperature for ponies, I presume. Now, where is that little Applebloom? Everpony recoiled at that. Or, maybe she's making Applebloom soup, said Twilight in worry. Then Everpony began to scream at the thought. Appletini went berserk at that. She flew straight into Zakura's hut while riding on Rainbow Crash, alarming her. She spoke a native language, while Rainbow Crash continued to crash everywhere in the hut. Everything was happening so fast, I didn't know what to do. I could only just watch at the chaotic destruction occurring. Twilight and the others barged inside the hut, demanding answers. What have you done with Applebloom, Scootaloo, and Naruto? However, Zakura ignored them, and paid more attention to Rainbow Crash. No. No. She shouted, continuing her native language. Appletini threw the lasso at Zakura's ear, and threw herself at her, wrestling with her ear. Zakura reacted in confusion. Ponies! Zakura exclaimed. What is this, you? Rainbow Crash screamed, knocking over the cauldron. No. You know not what you've done. You've gone, and spilled my precious brew. As Zakura knelt over the spilled fluids, Twilight continued to talk to her. We're on to you, Zakura. I didn't want to believe that you cursed us, but the evidence is overwhelming. You made me look ridiculous. Harry added. You made me sound ridiculous. Flutterguy emphasized. Spitty sputtered something completely incoherent, not that it wasn't hard for Twilight to figure out what she was trying to say. You ruined my horn. The purple mare finished. How dare you? The zebra raged, completely indignant at the accusations. All the evidence pointed to them, so in the unicorn's eyes, all Sakura was doing was spouting denials. You destroy my home, destroy my work. Then rudely accused me of being a jerk. You put this curse on us, now you're gonna uncurse us, Rainbow said, wearing the muzzle that Apple Teeny had put on her to try and steer her properly. It is unwise to venture down this road, Sakura continued to speak with her poetic speech, your actions will make my anger explode. The unicorn, along with her friends, had shrunk back when she spoke her warning, but Twilight could not come this far only to get defeated now. Where are they? The purple mare demanded, stepping forward and proceeding to do something she never thought she'd do. Howdy Miss Sakura. A familiar voice exclaimed. I think we found all the things you asked for. It was Applebloom with Scootaloo while riding on Naruto's back. They had walked in and noticed the situation. Naruto said. What in Raymond God is going on here? Apple Teeny gasped. You guys. You're okay. Applebloom smiled. Why wouldn't we? Twilight jumped in front of Applebloom. Because Sakura is an evil enchantress who cursed us and was gonna cook you up into soup. Sakura, Naruto, Applebloom, and Scootaloo began laughing. Oh, Twilight. Did those silly fillies finally get in your head? You know there's no such thing as a curse. Applebloom said. Sakura is not the cause of your problems. In fact, she was trying to help. However, every pony was being too stubborn about one zebra looking like an evil enchantress, so they didn't watch where they were going and didn't take the warning. Naruto announced, having every pony's eyes on him. He's right. Sakura responded. If you will remember back, the words I spoke were quite exact. Every pony began remembering the time Sakura gave them the warning. About that blue plant, it's called Poison Joke. Applebloom explained. That plant is much like poison oak, but its results are like a joke. Scootaloo added. What in the hay does that mean? Apple Teeny asked, still lingering on top of Sakura's head. It means this plant does not breed wrath. Instead, this plant just wants a laugh. Sakura replied. Apple Teeny stood silent for a moment, trying to translate what Sakura had just said. Will some pony please talk normally? I think what she's saying is that when we ran in to save Apple Bloom, we ran into the poison joke. All our problems are just little jokes that played on us. Twilight responded. Little jokes. Very funny, Apple Teeny replied sarcastically. Okay, fine. But what about the cauldron? Rainbow Crash asked. And the chanting? Flutterguy added. And the creepy decor? Harridy joined. Treasures of the native land where I'm from. Sakura looked over to the couple of masks that lay against the wall. This one speaks hello, and this welcome. Not welcoming at all, if you ask me. Harridy replied. The words I chanted were from olden times. Something you call a nursery rhyme. Sakura explained. But the cauldron, the Applebloom soup? Twilight questioned. Looky here, Twilight. That pot of water wasn't for me, it was for all these herbal ingredients. Applebloom pointed to a nearby book that contained ancient recipes for cures. The cure for poison jokes is a simple all-natural remedy. You just gotta take a bubble bath. Twilight read over the book and continued to wonder. But I tried to find a cure in all my books and couldn't find anything, she said, as her horn continued to wobble. What book has this natural remedy? Sakura walked over to the book and closed it, showing the cover. Here is a book you see. Sad that you lack it in your library. Twilight looked disappointed. Actually, I do have this book, but I didn't look inside because the title was so weird. Sakura opened the book again, showing Twilight a page, which Twilight read out loud. Supernaturals. Natural remedies and cure-alls that are simply super. I'm so sorry, Sakura. I had the answer the whole time, if only I had bothered to look inside. Sakura chuckled. Maybe next time you will take a second look and not judge the cover of the book. Isn't that the truth, Naruto muttered. Hahaha. Both Applebloom and Scootaloo laughed. Sakura, would you be kind enough to mix up another batch of the herbal bath? Twilight asked. Mix it up, I certainly will. Yet I am missing an herb from Ponyville. Sakura accepted. But whenever Sakura comes to town, all the shops are mysteriously closed. Applebloom questioned. Oh, well, I think we can help you with that. Twilight had let all of us back into town. I figured she knew that every pony would begin running in fear again, but she must have had a plan for that. When we were in town, we noticed it was filled with ponies. However, it wasn't long until they noticed Twilight and the others still with the poison joke symptoms. Lacrosse. How awful. One screamed. The wicked enchantress has cursed them all. Another exclaimed. The horror, the horror. A pony overdramatically announced. All the ponies began screaming and running into their homes. Regardless, Twilight walked up to the flower shop and knocked on the door. When the door was answered, there was a small opening, and Twilight spoke. Daisy, we need to talk. After explaining how misjudging the ponies have been against Sakura, Twilight managed to help Sakura attain the ingredients for the bubble bath. With the help of Twilight, she spread the word at the spa, which the ponies, who ran the place, agreed to allow Sakura to make the bubble bath there. I sat outside the open door, while Sakura had just finished the touch-ups to the bath. Now after all the troubles you have seen, you may finally become nice and clean. Sakura exclaimed. Naruto could hear every one of the girls jump in the tub, excited. While they were beginning to relax, as their symptoms began to disappear, Twilight readied her letter to Princess Celestia. Dear Princess Celestia, Twilight spoke, as they continued to bathe. My friends and I all learned an important lesson this week. Never judge a book by its cover. Someone may look unusual, or funny, or scary. But you have to look past that, and learn who they are inside. Real friends don't care what your cover is, it's the contents of a pony that counts. And a good friend, like a good book, is something that will last forever. Your faithful student. Twilight Sparkle. Miss Sakura. Said Rarity, I would love to get the recipe for this bath. It's simply luxurious. Applejack. Hey. Where's Applejack? Naruto heard Applebloom exclaim. Naruto could hear the girls gasp and scream in fright as they desperately searched for Applejack. I'm right here, lil sis. I ain't tiny no more. Applejack announced. Ooh. I have never felt so lovely in all my life. Rarity exclaimed. Oh my gosh. Pinkie Pie cried out. I've never realized how horrible it is not to be able to talk. I mean, I love talking so much, and when I couldn't talk cause my tongue was all. It was the worst. Don't you agree, Fluttershy? There was a pause for a moment. Yes, he heard Fluttershy's soft, sweet voice again. Every pony laughed inside, while Naruto could only remain calm and smile on the outside of the room, laying his head on the wall. After they had finished their bath, they walked out of the spa, renewed and refreshed. That was the best bath ever, Pinkie Pie exclaimed. Sakura looked over at us and spoke. Thank you ponies for understanding, yes indeed. You may come and visit me in your time and need. Every pony nodded. Twilight looked at Naruto curiously. Naruto, you never told us about what happened to you yesterday. Naruto raised an eyebrow. I didn't. Well, after I walked out the building yesterday. Flashback. After Naruto stormed out of the building, he went to the training dome to blow up some steam. He was enraged that his friends accused some pony just because they are different. He thought he knew them better. After intense training and some stress reliever, Naruto went back to the others. But when he arrived at the scene, he saw Sakura give them some kind of riddle. Naruto frowned at Applejack for still seeing Sakura as some kind of a witch. After they left, Naruto followed the zebra near the Everfree Forest. I know you were there, could you please show yourself, said Sakura, being a bit hostile. Naruto was a few feet behind the zebra when she turned around and looked right at him with her sharp eyes. He didn't move a nerve and smiled at her and said hello. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I haven't seen you before. What is your name? Suddenly the zebra smiled brightly at him and said in a rhyme, surprising Naruto a little. Ah. Finally some pony who is polite. I was almost afraid to get some help, I had to use smite. Sakura, for your question, is my name. Herbs and natural healing is my game. Naruto looked at her a little confused and asked, you're looking for help. What can I help you with then? She smiled kindly back at him and continued her rhyming, answering his question. I need some herbs for my knowledge to be grown. But sadly those herbs are only sold in this town. And, as you can see, my appearance alone causes fear and panic to spree. Naruto sighed and rubbed his forehead with a huff and said, then I apologize for my friends and town folks' reactions. I really can't see the logic in being afraid of some pony you don't know, but I guess rumors can get too far sometimes. He looked up and asked, where do you live? I haven't seen you anywhere near Ponyville before. That answer might be one of the causes for such a rumor to spread. You see, I live in a forest called Everfree, she said with a smile. Naruto raised a slight eyebrow and said, that is slightly unusual, but I can see why you live there, as you use herbs a lot, and the forest got many of those. A smart young mind I seem to have found. She started her rhyming with a grin. And one who keeps his judges down on the ground. Naruto shrugged and said handily. Just never saw the reason to judge without facts. Another smart trait to possess. Sadly many ponies still need this kind of mind to access. She shook her head and sighed. Naruto couldn't help but agree with Sakura that Sakura wasn't evil or an enchanter, just a medical zebra who lived in the Everfree Forest because of the natural supplies of herbs and plants. She looked up at him and smiled as she asked carefully, would you like to visit my humble hut? I swear the route I take is safe and creatures of danger we meet will not. Naruto looked at her with a smile and said, I would be honored to be shown your home, Sakura. You lead the way. Sakura nodded with a smile and Naruto followed her to her hut. They talk about the blue flower, which his friends step on. Was it indeed a poison joke? Naruto laughed, thinking what kind of joke that blue flower did on his friends. Sakura makes a remedy by curing a poison joke, and Naruto offers his help. Sakura said to Naruto that some of the ingredients are far within the forest. All Might tries to find the ingredients, some are hard to spot. Thankfully he didn't encounter predators in the forest. After returning into Sakura's hut, he meets Applebloom and Scootaloo that his friends are having the effect of the poison joke. Naruto began laughing about the effect of the flower on his friends. Naruto explains to them that Sakura is not a witch, she's like a herbalist. He also explains that there is a cure for poison jokes. Both Scootaloo and Applebloom want to help to find the other ingredients for the cure. Naruto accepted their offer and started searching for the ingredients. Flashback. After gathering the ingredients, we went back to Sakura. That's when we saw you attack Sakura, Naruto stated. Twilight nervously chuckles, feeling ashamed for attacking Sakura like that. Yeah, sorry about that. And sorry for not believing in you, that Sakura is not evil. Twilight apologize. Yeah, us too, the other apologizes too. Especially Applejack, she's so superstitious about old ponytails. Naruto understands Rainbow Dash not trusting any pony who is new, but Applejack really. Those stories she was told when she was a filly really stuck in her head. That's okay, come on, let's go home. Every pony nodded. As the sun reached its zenith for the hour of noon, Naruto was walking with his friends, Twilight Sparkle and Trixie Lulumoon, to Carousel Boutique. So, why exactly do you need to see Rarity? Oh, I'm hoping she can take some time from her busy schedule to do me a favor, Twilight said, nudging the saddlebag she wore. I have a dress with a bat button. I hope she'll repair it. I'm wearing it for the Grand Galloping Gala. Well, a dress like that. It would be a miracle if she can fix that, said Trixie with a mock tone. Twilight gives the pale blue unicorn a dirty look. Trixie, you don't have to be mean to Twilight. I think the dress looks okay, said Naruto. Trixie rolls her eyes. Uzumaki, you don't know fashion if it's given to you on a silver platter, said Trixie. Hey. I know fashion. Uzumaki, you wore an orange jacket last winter with your orange fur. But I like orange, Naruto whines. And that is why you don't know fashion, Trixie stated. Naruto, Trixie is right, even I hate to admit it. You really don't have any fashion sense. Twilight sorta supports Trixie. Naruto pouted at the two unicorns, Twilight giggling at Naruto's antics. Trixie just rolled her eyes. You no excuse too, Sparkle or Trixie mocked the lavender mare. Twilight glares at her, Naruto snickered. I wonder if Rarity has any suits for stallions. I really don't have anything to wear. Well, I'm sure she can help you out, Twilight assured. Here we are. Carousel Boutique, where everything was chic, unique, and, as Rarity advertised her store, which doubled as her home. Naruto knocked on the door, but when no one answered, he said, do you think she's home? She should be, these are her business hours, Twilight answered, nodding to him to go ahead and open the door. He did so, and called out, hello Rarity. Are you here? Twilight pointed towards the seamstress, obviously at work, her eyes furrowed, as Twilight whispered, can't you see she's trying to concentrate? Rarity was focusing her magic on some thread and needles, directing the stitch work of her latest creation, Naruto whispering, I wonder what she's working on. Looks like a dress, Twilight observed. Well, duh. Trixie sighed, he mean, what's it for? Growling, Rarity turned to them, a smile betraying her shortening patience, as she asked, is there something I can help you with? Oh, so very sorry to trouble you, Rarity, Twilight apologized, as she pulled out a red garment from her bag. But I need a quick favor. Could you fix a button for me? It's my dress for the Galloping Gala. The minute she heard that after seeing the garment, Rarity gasped, oh no. You can't wear this whole thing, you need a glamorous new outfit for the gala, and I'll make it for you. No problem at all, it would be my pleasure. Though that's so kind of you to offer, Rarity, but it would be so much work. Twilight politely declined, this dress is fine. You're right, it's a fashion nightmare, muttered to Trixie. Only Naruto could hear her. He chuckles. Twilight sparkles, I insist on making you a new dress. Rarity said firmly. Twilight was about to debate the matter when Rarity waved her hoof, not another word. I won't take no for an answer. Well, in that case, thank you for your generosity, Rarity, Twilight smiled, knowing your handiwork. I know it will be absolutely beautiful. Then Rarity gave Naruto once over, asking, and you, darling? What are you wearing to the gala? Well, I don't exactly have anything, Naruto admitted, I suppose a tie, and some orange. Before Naruto said anything, Trixie whacked him on the head. You cannot be serious, Naruto, Rarity chuckled, a tie, and orange with your fur color, so bland and simple, I insist on making a suit for you. Well, if you're certain, Naruto hesitated, just don't make it frilly. Before Rarity could respond, they all heard a look out below. From outside, and in crashing a certain rainbow-maned Pegasus, who landed in Rarity's mannequins. Oops, sorry, new trick. Didn't quite work out. Rarity regarded the interloper before gasping, I'll make you an outfit for the gala too, Rainbow Dash. The what for what, now? Rainbow was stumped. Oh, I'll make gowns for you, and the rest of the girls, and suits for Spike too, woo. Rarity was getting giddy. Rarity paused, and looked at Trixie with a smile, even for you, Trixie. What? Even for me, but... You have a ticket, right? Yeah, Naruto asked the princess, but... So, it's settled. I'll make a dress for you too. But why? Asked Trixie. Well, because you're my friend. If Naruto and Twilight gives you a second chance, I will too, said Rarity. Thank you, muttered Trixie with a smile. Naruto and Twilight smiled at her. Slowly the town started to accept Trixie. Rarity was getting giddy even more. And when I'm done, we can hold our very own fashion show. What a great idea. Twilight agreed, but added with a raised brow, if you're certain you can handle it. Oh, it'll be a little bit of work, Rarity waved it off, as she levitated out rolls of fabrics, but it will be a wonderful boost for my business. Plus, fun. Ew. I'm into fun. Rainbow was starting to want a piece of the action. Then it settled, Rarity agreed, a fashion show, starring us. No offense, ladies. Every pony turned to Naruto, fashion shows are not my thing, you guys do that. Just say me out of it. While I was hoping to show off some work for stallions, Rarity drew out the comment, making Naruto feel increasingly guilty. Good thing she didn't use the puppy dog eyes. The number of raised eyebrows slowly increased to the point where Naruto just had to shunshin out of there. Phew. Naruto was relieved to be out of that, though he hoped Rarity or the others wouldn't take it personally. He had shunshin out to the park, but decided he needed some training. Back at the boutique, the girls stare at the empty space where Naruto was. He will turn around, I still have my secret weapon, said Rarity. She returned to her work table and began sewing. Trixie came up to her then. So all you have to do is make an original, amazing, stunning outfit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus yourself, 7 ponies, and 1 dragon in just a few days. Rarity just laughed. Oh haha Terhahexi, you make it sound as if it's going to be hard. As Rarity began her work, music started up out of nowhere, and Rarity started singing. Thread by thread, stitching it together. Twilight's dress, cutting out the pattern snip by snip. Making sure the fabric folds nicely. It's the perfect color, and so hip. Always gotta keep in mind my pacing. Making sure the clothes correctly facing. I'm stitching Twilight's dress. Yard by yard, fussing on the details. Your neckline, don't you know a stitch in time saves 9. Make her something perfect to inspire. Even though she hates formal attire. Gotta mind those intimate details. Even though she's more concerned with sales. It's Applejack's new dress. Dressmaking easy, for Pinkie Pie something pink. Fluttershy something breezy. Blend color and form. To opalescence, do you think it looks cheesy? Something brash, perhaps quite fetching. Hook and eye, couldn't you just simply die? Making sure it fits forelock and crest. Don't forget some magic in the dress. Even though it rides high on the flank. Rainbow won't look like a tank. I'm stitching Rainbow's dress. Piece by piece, snip by snip. Croup, dock, haunch, shoulders, hip. Thread by thread, primmed and press. Yard by yard, never stress. And that's the art of the dress. A few days later, the gang were called to the boutique, where they noticed Rarity looked a little bedraggled. Come in, every pony. She invited them before leading them up to her bedroom door. Now close your eyes, and follow me. The gang all just shrugged, and did, as she asked, following the sound of her voice, as she led them into her room. Alright, now open them. Every pony opened their eyes, and gasped at the outfits before them. As Rarity presented each outfit, her cat Opal happily rolled around them or played with them to help with the presentation. These are your new outfits. What do you think of your old duds now, Applejack? Pretty swanky, are they not? Applejack's dress was definitely keeping to the Western theme. It came with a pair of green boots with red and white trimming, and a band around the base of the boot, a green collar with an apple at the center, a hat similar to hers with a pair of apples on it, a green dress with a white band separating the dress from brown tassels, a series of apples on the white band. And Twilight, I made this dress for you, and I designed each outfit theme to perfectly reflect each pony's unique personality. Twilight's dress was a blue cape with a light blue saddle, and stars all over it, and a star earring. Another star at the center of the neck. Oh, it took me forever to get the colors right on this one Rainbow Dash, but I did it, and it turned out beautiful, don't you think? Rainbow's dress had a pair of gold sandals for her front hooves, and wrapped around her legs, a pearl necklace with grapes at the center, a pair of olive branches that rested on the head, and a rainbow-colored dress with white puffy lining like a cloud. Oh, and I know you're going to love your Fluttershy, it just sings spring. Fluttershy's dress had a pair of green sandals like rainbows with green vine-looking ribbons wrapped around the legs, a green neck adornment with a large blue butterfly at the center, and one for her ear, and a flowing green dress with flowers in it. Pinkie Pie, look, Pinkie. Your favorite. Pinkie's had a pair of pink shoes with white and light blue ribbons, a white hat with light blue lining it, and a yellow button with pink frills on it, a pink bow tie holding a saddle striped white and light blue with white frills in front. On the back of it were light pink frills, dark pink frills, a white train with candy lining the base, and a pink dress with a light blue ribbon following the base. And for you, Trixie. I know you like stars, darling, so I put some on your dress. Trixie's dress had a pair of gold sandals unlike Rainbow, which wasn't wrapped with anything, but there is a star-shaped design in front of the sandals. Then she had a light purple collar with a violet top. It also had a pearl belt around the waistline of the dress, and just like Twilight, her light purple dress had stars over it with some dots that resemble stars from a far distance. And just look at your Naruto, I made it to match your colors perfectly. Naruto's suit is a black top tuxedo, much like a blazer, with a white undershirt, Magatama cufflinks, Uzumaki emblems on the buttons, and a dark orange necktie. Rarity turned to them, saying, "So, what do you think? Are they not stunning?" She was met with silence. They're awesome rare. I like my suit. Naruto said with huge smiles, quickly, breaking the silence, walking over to the suit Rarity had made for him. I like mine too, said Trixie with a smile, as she walks over towards her dress. Rarity watched him carefully, but soon turned back to the others who were rather quiet for a bit. Twilight was the first to finally break the silence. Wow, there she couldn't finish her sentence. Rainbow tried to pick up where she left off. Yeah, there. Applejack picked up from there. They sure are something. Twilight quickly responded. Yes, something. Pinkie agreed. I love something, something is my favorite. Fluttershy answered, as she flattened her ears to her head. It's nice. Naruto was confused by the girls. Did they not like their new dresses? He was not a fashion designer or a filly, but he thought the dresses looked amazing. But what's the matter? Don't you like them? Rarity asks, with worry. Twilight was the first to answer. They're very nice. Applejack agreed with a fake smile, and Naruto could see it. And we're plumb grateful cause you worked so hard on them. Rainbow came in with her usual subtlety. Mine's just not as cool as I imagined. Twilight and Applejack narrowed their eyes on her. Naruto couldn't believe what he just heard. She asked. Twilight summed up everything for Rarity. I guess what we're all saying is that they're just not what we had in mind. Naruto stepped forward and came up next to Rarity as he looked over the 5 girls. Excuse me, do you all have any idea how hard she worked on these, not to mention she's giving these to you all for free? And you're all just going to stand there and say that they're no good. I can't believe you girls. I may not know fashion, but I think these dresses are fantastic, and I really like the suit she made me. The girls started looking rather sheepish. Rarity put a huff on Naruto's back. Now Naruto, no need to get upset. I made these for my friends, and if they don't like them well then, I'll just redo them. Naruto turned to face her. What, Rarity, you can't be serious. I saw how hard you worked on these. Do you really want to go through that trouble again? Fluttershy tried to affirm Naruto's statement. Rarity, you don't have to do that, they're fine. Rarity started taking the dresses off the pawnquins. But I want them to be better than fine. I want you to think they're absolutely perfect. Applejack tried to. Are you sure? We wouldn't want to impose. Rarity just laughed. Oh, it's no imposition, really, I insist. She said the last one rather forcefully with a fake smile. Twilight just smiled. Well, in that case, thank you again, Rarity. The girls all just left except Trixie, who stayed with Naruto and Rarity. Naruto tried again. Rarity, come on now, they're just being ungrateful. You shouldn't put yourself through so much trouble like this for them, if they're going to be like this. But they're my friends, Naruto. I want them to be happy with their dresses. I will just have to redo them so they'll like their gowns. Naruto let out a defeated sigh. Fine, if you insist. I still say your dresses are amazing, and again, I really like the suit you made me. Rarity smiled at him. Thank you, Naruto. Now Trixie steps forward. I really like mine too. Maybe I can help you with your work, if that's okay. Trixie shies away. She has never done this before, helping her. If Trixie's helping, I'll help too, said Naruto. Thank you. I didn't want to admit it in front of the others, but I may have taken on more than I can handle. They smiled at her. And that's why I'm here, so where do we begin? For the past few days, the girls keep suggesting to make their outfit that they want. Naruto getting annoyed from all of this. Trixie is also getting annoyed. She almost blew a gasket from all the complaining from their friends, and keeps suggesting new stuff on their dresses. Rarity hasn't slept in a few days. Now Naruto ducked under a flying pair of scissors, as they began to furiously snip at a length of cloth. This was her third pass at Twilight's dress, and even Naruto knew that it was a disaster, fashionably speaking. At the end, Rarity just fainted. Naruto ran over to her to make sure she was okay, and helped her up. Rarity, are you alright? Rarity looked up at him, and to her cat. Oh Naruto, Trixie, Opal, these are the ugliest dresses I've ever made. Trixie gave the finished gowns a once-over, and was a little disgusted with them. The dresses were horrendous. She looked back to Rarity. Rarity, maybe you should call off this fashion show. I love a good show like any pony, but if you show off these, it could ruin your business. I can't call it off now, it's too late to do that, I'll just have to hope for the best. Well, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. The suit you made me is nice. Maybe that will make up for these dresses. Naruto gave her a fake smile to try and cheer her up. Rarity didn't smile back. Thank you for helping me anyway, Naruto, Trixie, I appreciate it. No problem, I'll get the girls together to show them the work. Naruto then left and got the girls together. Once every pony was gathered, they all looked over their dresses. Trixie was not too happy, Opal as well with her, as she swept at some and just gagged at others. Okay, I did what each of you asked for. Now don't hold back, let me know what you really think. The awe and praise was not what Rarity was hoping for, but at least it meant that she could finally move on to. Are you as happy with them as we are? Pinkie squealed, getting much too close to her face. Ha. 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 Forcing a smile, I'm happy. The word tasted bitter when it was being used in relation to those, that all of you are happy. I'm just relieved to finally be done. Trixie hoofed in disapproval, Naruto sighs in disappointment. None of their friends noticed their disgusted expression on their faces. Suddenly, the door burst open, and the young purple dragon that was Spike took a quick second to catch his breath. "You are never going to believe this," he gasped before standing. "Have you heard of hoity-toity? The big wig fashion hotshot of Canterlot?" Twi asked. "Ha. He heard about your fashion show," he smirked before mumbling. "Well, maybe I had mentioned it to him, but he is coming all the way from Canterlot to see your work, Rarity." Rarity paled, and if she didn't have a white coat, it would have been much easier to notice. Night fell, and many ponies had turned out for the show. A stage and walkway had been set up right in front of the boutique. Naruto is in the backstage helping preparations. Naruto looks at all his friends' outfits, and in his honest opinion they look horrible. Only one who looks awesome is Trixie. She was thinking she should shout out at them for being so ridiculous. But she also thinks maybe this will teach them a lesson to be humiliated from every pony for not accepting their friend's gift. But that will also humiliate Rarity. She doesn't know what to do. Friendship is hard. Naruto peeked out of the curtain, seeing so many ponies attending this show. He noticed Rarity peering from the curtains, and saw something in the audience that appeared to give her reason to be wary. Following her line of sight, Naruto saw who could only be hoity-toity approaching the walkway. He was an earth pony with a blue-gray coat, silvery blue-gray mane in an elaborate mana style, as was his tail. He wore shades over his eyes, a fancy-looking dress collar, and his cutie mark was a paper fan. He looked very effeminate, but walked with a sense of undeserved accomplishment. Naruto looked to the curtains, and saw Rarity was beginning to hyperventilate. "What if I do? Do I stop the show or let it play out? What if I just wind up making things worse?" The lights dimmed, and he heard Rarity yell before she pulled her head back into the curtains. Bold music got started, and every pony heard the announcer, Spike, say, "Since the beginning of time, the elite of Equestria have longed for pony fashions that truly express the essence of their very souls. Patiently waiting decades, no, centuries for the perfect pony gown. Today, at long last, Equestria, your wait is over. Let's hear it for the breathtaking designs of Ponyville's own Rarity." Naruto suddenly felt a bad feeling and, judging by Rarity's earlier behavior, he had to act. He cast his chakra arms, knocking out the lights, another to close the curtains, preventing the fashion models from coming to and Shunshin on stage, every pony starting to grumble and demand an explanation. Ignoring the girls from the curtains behind him, Naruto looked at Spike, who was giving him the stink eye, but he took his microphone with his chakra arms and handed it to himself. "Fillies and gentlicles, my deepest apologies." He spoke into it, reaching all ears. "But due to some oversights regarding tonight's models, I am sorry to say the show must be postponed until tomorrow night. Again, I apologize, and hope you will attend the show once all matters have been resolved. Thank you." Every pony grumbled, and the crowd started to disperse, Naruto sighing, hoping he'd done the right thing when he felt something yank him backstage, and he found himself facing 5 angry mares. "Naruto, why in the name of Celestia did you interrupt the fashion show?" Twilight demanded. "You better have a good explanation if you want to keep your apples between your legs," Applejack warned, and instantly Naruto crossed his rear legs, looking nervous. "I was looking forward to showing off how cool I look," gripped Rainbow Dash. "That was just mean," Pinkie added. "Forgive me, Naruto, but that was rude," Fluttershy scolded. Naruto looked at Rarity, and she looked unsure of what to say. Twilight glared at him, and pointed at Rarity. "Now look what you did." Rarity is so upset she's speechless. "I'm not upset." Every pony looked at Rarity, as she went over to Naruto, and hugged him, saying, "Thank you." Rarity Twilight was flabbergasted, as were the other girls. "Naruto just stopped the show, how can you be thanking him?" Naruto and Trixie were suddenly gaping at the girls, as Trixie commented, "Maybe it has to do with what you're all wearing." "Come again?" Applejack looked ready to applebuck some ponies' fruits off. Girls. No offense, but Naruto didn't quite know how to put it lightly, so he was blunt. "Those outfits are just wrong." "What are you talking about?" Rainbow Dash demanded. "We look awesome. And Rarity works so hard on these," Pinkie added. "He said you all look ridiculous, that he won't touch all of you with a 10-foot pole," said Trixie with a sigh. "Say what?" Twilight demanded. Rarity just couldn't come out, so Naruto took a deep breath. "Girls," Naruto stepped up. "I'm being honest here when I say Twilight, you look like a supernova gone wrong. Applejack, you look like a rodeo clown. Rainbow, you look like a rainbow-colored crash test dummy. Pinkie, you look like you got barfed on by a party store. And Fluttershy, you look like a dying flower garden with a bird's nest. The only one who looked beautiful is Trixie." Trixie blushed that the idiot thought she's beautiful. The others were all dumbstruck by Naruto's words, but before they could retort, Rarity spoke up. "He's absolutely right, girls. I hate those dresses. I'm ashamed that I made them." Now the girls looked at each other, and were finally realizing how ridiculous they looked. Rainbow, Fluttershy, and AJ removed the headpieces they wore. Twilight and Pinkie took off the tail accessories, and they slipped out of the dresses entirely. "I can understand why you'd be embarrassed to show these off," Twilight said sadly. Please forgive me, girls, Rarity apologized. I was trying to satisfy you all with just the dresses you wanted, but... Nah, Rarity, it's our fault, Applejack spoke up. Wanted to make us nice dresses, and we're just trying to be a good friend, and... We're mighty sorry, Sugacube, Applejack offered. I was too judgmental in the design, Fluttershy added shamefully. We were meanies to turn down the dresses you made, Pinkie cried. Not me, and Naruto, princess, said that I have to learn friendship, said Trixie to them. But you all displayed the opposite of friendship, turning down a friend's gift, because you all aren't satisfied with the dresses. Twilight gasped, then look ashamed of you, right? We were horrible friends. Twilight look at Rarity. I'm sorry Rarity, we shouldn't take your generosity for granted. It's alright, girls. Rarity felt a great weight lift from her shoulders. I'm just glad you all understand. You know, Naruto spoke up, if you still have those original dresses, maybe the girls would like some stallion opinion. The girls all perked up and smiled hopefully at Rarity. Why, of course I still have them. And I can't wait to see you all in them. And I have an idea of how we can show you our thanks and apologies, Twilight said while looking at the girls. The girls all started talking and laughing while Naruto smiled at them. Naruto was relieved and glad that things seemed to be turning out for the better. He looked at these ponies and smiled at how plain it was to see the friendship they all shared. They weren't just friends. They were family, and he couldn't ask for a better one. Suddenly a thought crossed his mind. Oh girls, every pony. They all looked at him as he reminded them, the fashion show isn't cancelled, remember? I postponed it for tomorrow night. Then we'd better make sure we're ready, Rarity said with a determined smile that the girls mirrored with nods. The next day, Hoity-Toity was standing in front of a stage inside the boutique, tapping his hoof, as he said, take two. Spike closed the curtains so the daylight wouldn't ruin the effect, and Rarity began the show, a light intensifying from her horn, before she released a nova effect of blue and white stars that cleared to reveal Twilight posing in a blue star-themed gown, with an outer space background that shimmered with stars. Hello, Hoity-Toity's interest had been piqued as Twilight spun her gown, the room being plunged into darkness. At first, it was pitch black when slowly but surely a silvery blue dust appeared. Then a wand appeared with a magical blast light shine on the stage, and revealed Trixie in her light purple dress with its own stars, as well as moons a background of a crescent moon, brightening the night sky behind her, as she posed, as well with relaxed smile. Ah, Eldritch, Hoity-Toity commented. But then a bright sun blinded him, and midnight was gone. In his place appeared an apple orchard, a bright shiny red apple getting lassoed and whipped as Applejack twirled it away, and she posed in her green and brown ensemble, her tail braided, her front legs crossed. Simply magnificent. Hoity-Toity, awed. And now I suddenly have a craving for Hoity-Toity muttered, as he droned, Dutch apple pie, candied apples on a stick, apple turnovers, apple cobbler. But then a light purple and pink mist clouded up the stage, before there were actual clouds that rained sweets, some of which alighted themselves onto Pinkie Pie, who caught a gumdrop, and happily ate it before smiling, as she posed in her dress, which had a candy store theme to it. Brilliant. Hoity-Toity cheered but gasped at the sound of thunder, and flashes of red, green, blue, and yellow, the same colors, as the lightning bolts when a storm cloud appeared, and colored rays of light pierced its thickness, an array of colors shining before revealing Rainbow Dash who posed in her rainbow-colored gown, hemmed with cloud-like material, her four hooves in golden sandals. And she wore golden laurels in her mane. Oh, spectacular. Hoity-Toity cheered. Suddenly, a body of water appeared out of nowhere, all suddenly swirled, forming a whirlpool-like formation, as a line of fire, lighting, earth, water, and wind almost forming a cage, when all five elements stripped down the center of the whirlpool, and creative in water explosion there was Naruto in his suit, posing with a cocky smile. Oh, so bold. Then he gaped to see vines rise up, flower blooming, and petals falling, and from the fluorescent shower appeared Fluttershy, looking meek but hopeful, as she was garbed in a trailing green gown with butterfly accessories. What a fashion show. These dresses, these suits, all truly amazing. Hoity-Toity clapped before demanding, who's responsible? Step forward, show yourself. He was blinded for a moment, and there was Rarity, garbed in her own dress. It was what the girls had worked on, to both thank and apologize to Rarity. It was an amazing ball gown, pink, magenta, purple, yellow, jewels sewn in just the right places, and a radiant tiara rested upon her head. Bravo! Bravo! Hoity-Toity cheered and clapped. Magnifico! Encore! Oh, thank you, Rarity was so happy that Hoity-Toity liked her designs, happy with the dress her friends worked together to make for her, that her show had been a success, and not a disaster. Thank you all so much. Once the excitement settled, every pony started complimenting and discussing each other's ensemble while Twilight and Naruto did the new friendship report. Dear Princess Celestia, Twilight began. This week, my very talented friend Rarity learned that if you try to please every pony, you often wind up pleasing, especially yourself. And I think some certain mares learned, Naruto interrupted, that when some pony offers to do you a favor, like making for you an amazing ensemble, you shouldn't be so critical with something generously given to you. In other words, Twilight gave him a good-natured stink eye. You shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. Spike finished the letter and sent it on its way as its ashes zoomed out the window, hoity-toity approaching the fashionista. Verity, my congratulations to you on a most impressive fashion debut. Would you do me the great honor of allowing me to feature your couture in my best of the best boutique in Canterlot? Verity gasped at such an opportunity, but then hoity-toity added, now, I'll need for you to make a dozen of each dress and suit by next Tuesday. A thump on the floor earned every pony's attention, as they hoity-toity looking confused at the fainted Rarity. Was it something I said? Every pony just laughed. It's a good afternoon on, ponies doing their daily tasks, colts and fillies playing. Naruto and Trixie walking through going to their favorite library, well it's the only library in. They arrive at the doorstep of the library, then Naruto knocks. When Twilight answers the door, she smiles at them. Oh, Naruto, Trixie you're here right. I thought Naruto would be late again. Twilight teased him, he rolled his eyes. Twi, I only do that if we have training, deadpanned Naruto, and Trixie wakes me up. Trixie rolls her eyes, Twilight giggles. Well, come and they do just that. When they enter the library they see a lot of books laying all over the floor. Sorry about the mess, Twilight chuckles nervously. Spike isn't here right now. He got some business at Canterlot with the princess, so leaving me to do the cleaning. She blushes from embarrassment. Is that why? You ask us to help you clean this place? Asked Naruto. Twilight nodded. I knew you're a pig. Sparkles, I didn't mean literally, said Trixie with a mock tone. Twilight slightly glares at the pale blue mare. Then turn her attention to Naruto. The others will arrive soon. Will you like some tea while we wait for them? Naruto nodded. Sure, tea will be nice. Okay, I'll make some, just wait here. You got any bathroom here? Asked Trixie. Upstairs to the left, Twilight answered. Twilight went to the kitchen to make some tea, Trixie went upstairs to the bathroom, and Naruto walked to an empty chair to sit down. When he looked around the place he saw a familiar dirty green-brown book. He looks at the title of the book, he smiles sadly because the title was The Tale of the Utterly Gutsy Shinobi. I don't know what color the cover of the book is, so I'll just make it as close as possible. His book, dedicated to his master godfather, suddenly starts to remember his time with him. Memories. Jiraiya is sitting on a huge scroll while writing his book. He looked up to see the faces of the mountain. He paused for a moment, then he put his attention back to his book again and began to write again. Ugh, there a familiar voice calls for him. It was a kid wearing an orange and blue jumpsuit. It was Naruto. Pervy Sage. When will we start training? Naruto approaches Jiraiya for training. Hang on a second, let me finish this paragraph, said Jiraiya, as Naruto looked at what he was writing. What are you writing? Asked Naruto. Oh well, I'm writing about my life, replied Jiraiya. It's called Tale of Jiraiya the Gallant. Your life? Asked Naruto with a confusing expression. The meetings, farewells, and variants of happening. I'm bringing them together in ink, along what I learn. And which paths I am taking. Naruto tries to think what Jiraiya is talking about. This is my ultimate novel. Jiraiya smiles. I'm pouring my soul into it. So you're not finished yet? Asked Naruto. When I finish writing this, everything will be finished. When I find someone inheriting my will, and I feel proper passing it on to Jiraiya. Pause a moment, then he sighs. Well, I guess I'm not close to finishing it. All this will inherit your will to talk, making me confused. Naruto didn't understand what Jiraiya was talking about. Jiraiya frowns looking at Naruto. Naruto notices Jiraiya staring at him. What? Naruto blushed a pink on his cheeks, feeling uncomfortable. Jiraiya staring. Jiraiya chuckles. At any rate, I think that's enough writing for now. Next stop is to start training, huh? Naruto completed Jiraiya's sentence, but that wasn't the case. Time to get to the bathing hot spring to find new materials for my next installment for my makeout series, said Jiraiya with a perverted smile. Naruto face full with a depressing cloud hovering his head. I thought you said training. You're still hanging up mushy makeout material. Naruto exclaimed. Watch your tongue, boy, this sacred writing is not to be taken lightly. How about some training already? Enough. I'm in charge, I will spar with you another time. That's what you said the last time, and the time before that. So long. Slowpoke. Jiraiya started to run to the hot spring. What? Come back here. Naruto ran too, to catch up to his pervert of a master. Ha ha ha. Jiraiya laughs while running away from Naruto. Then memories. Naruto's tears running down from his eyes, remembering his godfather, all the happy times they spent together. Naruto snaps back to reality when Twilight calls out his name. Naruto, tea is ready. Naruto quickly wipes his tears from his eyes. Twilight came out from the kitchen with a tray of tea set, using her magic to levitate the tray. When she noticed Naruto's slight red eyes, he was crying. Naruto, are you okay? Is something wrong? Twilight asked with a worried tone as she put the tray down to the coffee table. Oh, it's nothing, Twi. Just remembered old memories, replied Naruto with a sad smile. Oh, you want to talk about it? Twilight put her hoof on Naruto's hoof. Nah, it's okay. Oh, if you want to talk about it, just come find me. Twilight gives a sad smile at him. Naruto smiles at her back. Thanks Twi, when I'm ready I will talk to you. Twilight nodded. Twilight moves closer to him. Unconsciously Naruto also moves closer to her. Their faces are so close that they can kiss. Their faces move closer than before. They close their eyes. Their lips are so close. Inch by inch they move closer. 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 Closer they slightly open their mouths. Suddenly a knock sounded at the door. I'll get it. Naruto yelled with a huge crimson blush around his face. Twilight also had a huge blush around her face. They almost kissed. Damn so close, Kurama smirked in his mindscape. The other chuckles. Shut up, Naruto shouted at Kurama, still having a red face. Heading over to the door, Naruto opened it to see Rarity, Applejack, and Pinkie Pie. Well hi, guys, how are you doing? Perfectly peachy, Nair. Pinkie said before giving her trademark bounce into the room. We came to help Twi with her books, Applejack drew. She said everything needs some organization. Is something wrong, darling? Asked Rarity with her eyebrow raised. No, nothing's wrong. What makes you say that? Said Naruto nervously. Well, you're redder than Big Macintosh, said Applejack. Yeah, did you eat one of my spicy cupcakes? Huh. I know they're that good, asked Pinkie bouncing in front of him. Yeah. That's it. Yummy, those are some delicious cupcakes. Pink Naruto sweating from the stars of the two mares. Applejack and Rarity narrowed their eyes at him. Please buy it, please buy it, please buy it, Naruto thought. Applejack stops her stares. Okay, well you are a bottomless pit. She enters the library with the others. But Rarity slightly glares at the blonde stallion. She curiously thinks something happened before they got here. She puts that back of her mind for now. Naruto sighs in relief while wiping his sweat. He has to thank Anko if he sees her again for teaching him how to tell a really good lie. During Naruto's interesting conversation with the three mares at the door, Trixie went back downstairs. She saw Twilight blushing heavily. She raises a brow. She analyzes the mare's appearance and behaviors. When she notices Naruto is nowhere to be found, somehow her mare instincts tell her to strangle the lavender mare. Trixie approaches the reddish lavender mare. Hey Sparkles. Is something wrong with you? Why are you so red? Twilight snaps back to reality. Oh, nothing Trixie, nothing at all. Twilight waves her hooves to defense. Trixie raises a brow. Whatever, she waves it off. Where's the idiot? He answered the door and replied Twilight. When she was about to find Naruto, she met with Applejack, Rarity, and Pinkie. Oh? Trixie, you're here to help too, said Pinkie. Yeah, we will be cleaning buddies. Pinkie hugs the pale blue mare with a bone-crushing hug. Trixie grits her teeth from annoyance, then she sighs. Naruto enters the room seeing the others are with Twilight. Thank you guys for coming. I really need some help cleaning this place up. No problem Twilight, happy to help, said Applejack. Of course darling, said Rarity. Yeah, a clean home is a happy home, said Pinkie. I got nothing else to do, said Trixie. 3 towers of books suddenly crashed onto the pink mare as she looked at it. Naruto sighed. Well, grab some books and relearn the Dewey Decimal System. Let's get to work. Naruto claps his hooves together with 5 poofs of smoke, and 5 more Naruto appear. The mares do the same. 1 clone for Applejack, 2 for Rarity, 3 for Twilight, and 10 for Pinkie cause she's a ball of energy. You gotta teach me that, said Trixie with her eyes wide. Sure Trix, when we have time, Naruto grins at her. Trixie grit her teeth. She hates that nickname that Naruto gives to her. Okay guys, let's make this library as clean as possible. Naruto commanded all the clones. Yakai. Roger. All the clones saluted and started to grab books off the floor. In another part of Ponyville, a field outside of Fluttershy's cottage, Rainbow Dash was giving the yellow Pegasus a lesson. Now, the multicolored man asked, what have we learned? Lots of control, the shy one responded. Good. Screaming and hollering. Yes. And most importantly, passion. Right. So now that you know the elements of a good cheer, let's hear one. Fluttershy took a breath in. Yay. Fluttershy cheered in a very soft tone. Ugh. You gonna cheer for me like that? Louder. Yay. Fluttershy gave it another shot, but the volume remained the same. Louder. Rainbow Dash yelled at Fluttershy, even making her flinch. Yay. Louder. Rainbow Dash screamed. Fluttershy then took a large and deep breath. She still cheered quietly. Rainbow Dash placed a hoof on her forehead and fell backwards. Too loud? Fluttershy asked. Whatever, I'm just going to go start practicing my stunt. Fluttershy keeps working on that cheer. She flew up the cloud above us and looked down upon us, a little annoyed that Fluttershy couldn't cheer louder. Yay. Fluttershy released one quick, short, and soft cheer. Rainbow Dash took a deep breath and bounced on the cloud. She began flying straight downwards but shot left before she hit the ground. She began maneuvering through a line of trees accurately, passing us like a rocket. A large gust of wind blew her names, while Fluttershy released another cheer. Rainbow Dash flew upwards, and then headed towards a cloud. She began spinning around it rapidly, actually causing the cloud to spin itself. She applied the same technique to a couple of more clouds. Watching this, Fluttershy's eyes spun around but regained their position. Way to go. She spoke softly. Rainbow Dash now shot upwards at an angle, and did a few loops before flying straight towards Fluttershy. She was significantly gaining speed, and she continued to dash downwards. Fluttershy could only gaze in suspense, as Rainbow Dash was about to finish her performance. Tears formed in Rainbow Dash's eyes, as she continued to attempt to break the sound barrier with her speed. She had almost made it, but suddenly the sound barrier won, and threw her the opposite direction. As Rainbow Dash screamed, Fluttershy placed a hoof to her mouth. "And there we go," Naruto said, placing the last copy of the creature catcher, Tales of a Monster Hunter, on the top shelf. "I do believe that is the last one." They all dispel all their clones. Twilight gave a grateful sigh. "Thank you so much for your help, guys. It was starting to get hard to move around the library." Suddenly Naruto senses something fast approaching, and Naruto yelled incoming. Every pony was confused until they also felt it thanks to their chakra, then heard screaming coming from Twilight's window. Crash. As the dust cleared, every pony groaned, and found themselves buried in books. The sudden entrance of a certain rainbow-colored Pegasus they knew, having caused a problem, as Fluttershy flew in, saying, "Hey Rainbow Dash, you rocked. Woohoo." But then she realized what she was looking at, and asked, "Oh my, did my cheering do that?" Rainbow stood up, saying, "Sorry about that, guys, that was a truly feeble performance." Though it wasn't all bad, Fluttershy assured her, "I particularly liked it when you made the cloud spin." "I'm not talking about my performance," corrected Rainbow indignantly, "I'm talking about yours." Naruto groaned, and stood up, hearing about Fluttershy cheering. "What are you guys arguing about?" asked Naruto. "Were we arguing? I'm sorry." Fluttershy apologized. Rainbow Dash lowered her head sadly, as she grunted. "I wish you guys could come to Cloudsdale to see me compete in the Best Young Flyer competition." Rainbow Dash looked over to the other girls. "What's that?" Naruto asked. Pinkie Pie's eyes sparkled with excitement. "It's where all the greatest Pegasus flyers get together and show off their different flying styles. Some are fast." She spun around in a circle through the clutter of books and created sounds as if she was racing in a track. "And some are graceful." She balanced herself on one hoof, but soon lost balance. Whoa. She crashed on another pile of books. "Bully. I'd love to see you strut your stuff in that competition," Applejack commented. "Yeah. I wish you guys could be there. Fluttershy's a great support, but her cheering isn't exactly inspirational," Rainbow Dash explained, as Fluttershy lowered her head a little in disappointment. Naruto placed a hoof on her. "Boo. I'd love to see you make a sonic rainboom. It's like the most coolest thing ever. Even though I've never actually seen it, I mean, come on." Pinkie Pie bounced rapidly. "It's a sonic rainboom. How not cool could it possibly not be?" "What's a sonic rainboom?" Twilight asked, clueless. "You really need to get out more," Pinkie Pie told Twilight before she explained the term. "The sonic rainboom is legendary. When a Pegasus like Rainbow Dash gets going so fast, boom." She crashed on a pile of books. "A sonic boom and a rainbow can happen all at once. And Rainbow Dash here's the only pony to ever pull it off," Applejack emphasized. "It was a long time ago, I was just a filly," Rainbow Dash responded bashfully. "Yeah, but you're gonna do it again, right?" Pinkie Pie asked. Rainbow Dash hesitated for a moment. "Are you kidding? I'm the greatest flyer to ever come out of Cloudsdale. I could do sonic rainbooms in my sleep." "Wow," Twilight said, after hearing Dash's boast about being able to do sonic rainbooms in her sleep. "You pull that off, and you'll win the crown for sure." Rainbow nodded. "The grand prize is an entire day with the Wonderbolts," Naruto finished. Twilight gave him a look, while Dash nodded again, already daydreaming about her day with her heroes. She suddenly shook the thoughts away before saying, "Well, I better go rest up, I wouldn't want to overwork myself." She then turned to Fluttershy. "You on the other hand, better keep practicing. I need a cheering section to match my spectacular performance." With that, Rainbow took her leave, going out the way she came, and, as she did, Fluttershy watched her go, biting her lip, as she did. Once the Cyan Flyer was out of earshot, Fluttershy turned. "She's practiced that move 100 times, and hasn't even come close to doing it, and I don't know if I can cheer loud enough to help her." With that, as her only explanation, Fluttershy took after Rainbow Dash, leaving only 5 mares, and 1 very curious stallion left. "Well," Twilight sighed, "better get this cleaned up again." Twilight began to pick up several books from where they lay, only to be poked by Rarity's horn. Go on," the well-to-do unicorn urged. "Go on, what?" Twilight asked, books dropping, as her concentration broke. "Find a spell," Rarity explained, "to get us wingless ponies into Cloudsdale." Did you see how nervous she was? "Nervous?" Applejack scoffed. "What are you, deaf or something?" She was tooting her own horn louder than a brass section in a marching band. "She looked fine to me," and scoffed Trixie, "like I care if she wins or not." "Oh, please," Rarity groaned, "I have been to enough fashion shows to recognize stage fright when I see it. We have to find a way to be there for her, now go on," Rarity yelled, bumping Twilight into what seemed like a not-so-soft pile of books. Twilight recovered, and groaned, as she popped out of the pile. How am I supposed to find a flight spell in this mess? She asked, rhetorically. Naruto noted, and if you ever want to have a rhetorical question answered, you could always turn to a flight spell. Pinky asked, hang on a second. She zoomed off, and literally a second later, came back with a book in her mouth, giving it a quick toss to Twilight. She said, page 27. How did you do that? Applejack asked. It landed on my face when Rainbow Dash knocked me into the bookcase. Pinky explained. Well, that was convenient, Naruto commented. Convenient my ass. That mare's got, I tell you. Shouted Shikaku. No way in hell, that is 1 in a million chance that page landed on her. Oh, shut up, Shikaku. We talk about this. Pinky is just special that way, the Sanda Tanuki huffed. Here it is, Twilight announced, as she looked at the page, a flight spell that will allow earth ponies to fly like a Pegasus. Ooh, it looks really difficult. I'm not sure I could do it. We don't have that kind of time, Rarity insisted. You've got to try. But who's gonna volunteer to be the test subject? Twilight brought up. I'll do it, declared Rarity. For Rainbow Dash, I will go first. Well, alright, Twilight agreed before looking at Trixie. Help me out. I knew it. Twilight Sparkles can't perform a spell without the great and powerful Trixie. Trixie smug grin. Twilight ignores her. They looked at the spell and nodded, Twilight saying, here goes. The dream to fly, achieved by few. Like a Pegasus, and soar. Gossamer, and Morning Dew. I dare to open the door. The two unicorns scrunched their eyes as the spell began its work. 2 ribbons of light, one magenta, and the other light grayish magenta, extending from their horns and reaching out to Rarity. She stood bravely as the magic took her in its ethereal embrace, while Twilight and Trixie grunted and groaned at the intensity of the spell. Finally, a spark of light ignited, creating a pulse that knocked away the unicorn mage, Naruto catching them both, and they gasped at the sight before them. I think it worked, Naruto said with a speechless expression. Wings flapped in a splendor of colors extending from behind the fashionista, as she asked, it worked. I'm actually flying. Is there a mirror? I'd like to see my new wings. Here you are. Pinky held one up, and Rarity marveled. She beheld a pair of wings akin to a butterfly, colored primarily thistle with patterns of pink, green, pale blue, and gold, all glimmering in brilliance. Ah, they're gorgeous. Too gorgeous. Ain't no way I'm putting wings like that on my back, Naruto muttered. Good thing he can fly, but he had to go Sage Path mode to fly. Or he can use Shimei wings, but he can't touch clouds, and don't want to use claws. So pretty. Pinky gasped. Das is dandy. Applejack agreed. Indeed. Trixie also agreed. And with too much effort, Twilight shot down, every pony looking at her. Listen every pony, I wanna be there for Rainbow Dash, as much as any of you. Twilight didn't quite know what to say until Trixie stepped in. But that spell is too hard for us to cast on all of us, even with the 2 of us working together, Trixie reasoned. Every pony frowns, not until Naruto cheers them up. So what? We'll just have to find another way. In fact, Naruto started conjuring his chakra arms to grab some books, looking for something. I believe I came across a certain spell that will allow us to walk on clouds like Pegasus ponies do. While we were cleaning. Brilliant idea, Naruto. Twilight agreed, and thankfully, I know just the spell you're looking for. The cloud walking spell turned out to be much easier to cast. Twilight didn't even need Trixie's magical help, and cast the spell on every pony present, as they stood in an open field. Now, with the spell in place, we'll all be able to walk on clouds for 3 days. Plenty of time to get to Cloudsdale, and enjoy the competition. Naruto didn't feel much different, instead only a little lighter. Now we just need to find a way to get to Cloudsdale, said Naruto. Some pony need a lift. Every pony looked up, and gasped to see Pinky in the same hot air balloon she rode in with Spike, when they did the announcements for the running of the leaves. Pinky. Twilight spoke, as her eyes widened in surprise. How did you? Well, while you ponies were doing your magic mumbo jumbo, I grabbed the hot air balloon I used for the running of the leaves. Pretty cool, huh? Well then, let's go. Applejack jumped onto the balloon. The rest of us hopped in while Rarity had a head start. Pinkie Pie released the hot air, and we began floating toward the clouds. In the meantime, Naruto looked over the basket to see the ground descending below them. They continued to be separated further and further from land. Flying to Cloudsdale didn't take that long, but Rarity flew ahead to find Rainbow Dash. Before long, they rose up through a thick layer of cloud, and found Rainbow Dash, and Fluttershy gaping at them, Rainbow saying, I don't believe it. So incredible, Fluttershy added. This is so cool, said Rainbow, as the balloon set itself down. You guys made it. Yeah, we wouldn't miss it for the world, Naruto answered, as he got out, ignoring Rainbow weight. But instead of falling through the cloud beneath him, Rainbow and Fluttershy gaped at how he stood on the cloud like any Pegasus, and the others hopped out with no troubles either. How'd you do that? Rainbow asked. Only Pegasus ponies can walk on clouds. Pretty cool, huh? Pinky giggled, as she was doing cartwheels and ran past them. Trixie, and I used a spell to give temporary wings, Twilight explained, pointing Rarity out, but it was too difficult to perform more than once. So, well, I'd use a simpler spell that allows us all to walk on clouds, Naruto added. And we came to cheer you to victory, Applejack declared. Rainbow Dash smiles at her friends, then sets her eyes on Trixie. She raises an eyebrow. You're also cheering me on, Trixie. Yeah, I guess, said Trixie, then her expression changed, but doesn't mean we're friends. Well, thanks anyway. To be honest, I was starting to get just the tiniest bit nervous. But I feel a lot better now that you guys are here. Rainbow Dash paused for a moment. Hey, we've got some time before the competition. Why don't Fluttershy and I show you around Cloudsdale? Every pony cheered and began following Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy. As they made their way through their tour, Naruto could practically see Rarity's head grow. She had ignored the very obviously posted no-fly zone sign at the door to the snowflake manufacturing warehouse, and didn't even recognize the mad scrambling of the workers as their work flurried all over the factory floor. When they moved to the rainbow part of the factory, Naruto noticed that Rarity had gone off on her own, completely taken by her wings to not even notice her friends that were still behind and walking. Naruto mused that perhaps she had already forgotten how to move her legs in sync, and that flying was perhaps the only way to travel. Pinky had just tasted the rainbow pool, but Naruto hardly gave it any notice. He was watching Rarity as she gracefully, albeit lazily, floated across the air above them. It was there that she caught the eyes of a few certain stallions. They followed her back like moths drawn to a flame. They gawked and made total idiots of themselves. Of course, that wasn't too hard. Hey, look, it's Rainbow Crash. The dark brown Pegasus dumbbell taunted. Yeah, Rainbow, the lighter one Hoop stumbled. Crash. Yep, not that hard at all. Rarity. What are you doing talking to these guys? Dash yelled. Oh, they were just admiring my wings, Rainbow Dash. Yeah, you should forget the sonic rainboom, and just get some wings like these. The darker one's score said. Meanwhile, Naruto was trying to decide which would make a better target. Naruto stepped forward, earning another round of laughs. I suggest you leave her alone. Naruto calmly stood there, but he gave an immediate aura around him. The bullies sweated a bit. One bully, who was dumbbell, spoke. Oh yeah, what do you gotta do about it? Oh, you won't like what I'm gotta do to you. Naruto smiles sinisterly. He leaks his chakra out of his body. The three bullies saw what made them wet themselves. They saw 9 gigantic beasts behind the orange stallion. Each beast grinning at them, showing their massive sharp teeth, well except those who don't have teeth, and those are not sharp but still massive. The massive sandy raccoon dog with an insane grin approached, and said boo. The three bullies screamed and flew as fast as they could. Naruto stopped leaking his chakra and started grinning madly. Every pony was confused. Unknown to them it was. Rainbow Dash asked, what did you do? Oh, nothing, just scared them off a bit. Naruto's grin widens, and manically, next time I'll show them what true fear is. If Naruto saw those bullies making fun of his friends again, he will introduce them to Guy and Lee. Every pony shook their heads and continued their tour. Naruto approached Rainbow. He whispered, don't listen to those creeps, Dash. You're gonna do great in the competition. Are you kidding? I can't do the sonic rainboom. Rainbow Dash despaired, and just look at these boring feathered wings, I'm doomed. The others shared sympathetic looks, hating to see Rainbow beat herself up. They soon came to the cloud-making machines, giant purple funnels pumping out clouds of all types, workers making sure there were no blockages, so there was smooth flowing, some adding water to the machines to be vaporized and condensed into clouds. But suddenly, a lot of workers dropped what they were doing, and went to admire Rarity's wings. What, these old things? Rarity chuckled, soaking it all up while posing. Go ahead, every pony, photos are encouraged. The Naruto and girls, however, couldn't help but frown at Rarity's showboating, while Rainbow just couldn't help feeling more and more down. Noticing that, Naruto hissed, Rarity. I thought we came up here to help Rainbow Dash relax. Enough with the showing off, and put those wings away before I destroy them. Gasping, Rarity fluttered upwards, saying, how can you dare to threaten perfection? With her wings towards the sun, Rarity cast a myriad display of colors. As the sunlight shone through her wings, the workers all in awe of such splendor. Naruto then noticed Rainbow Dash kneeling down and cringing. Dash, are you feeling okay? Of course. Rainbow insisted while sweating, why wouldn't I be? Everyone's so in love with Rarity's wings they wouldn't even notice when I totally blow it in the best young flyer competition. Hey, there's an idea, said a worker as she said to Rarity, you should enter the competition. Yeah, I could watch you fly all day long, agreed an elderly mare. There really isn't any pony who uses their wings quite like me, Rarity boasted. Perhaps I should enter the competition. What? Screamed Rainbow, as the workers followed Rarity to continue to admire her. The friends gathered around the slumped Rainbow Dash, as she said, what I'm gonna do? I don't stand a chance at winning now. Rarity has taken her temporary wings a bit too far, Naruto replied. Don't worry, Rainbow Dash, I'll go talk to her. Just try to remain calm, and think of positive thoughts. Why don't you remember how you were before you came up here to Cloudsdale today? Or if possible, think of the time you actually did the sonic rainboom. Thanks, Naruto, but she continued shivering a little. Naruto looked over to the others. Stay with Rainbow Dash, and get her ready for the competition. I'll go have a talk with Rarity. They nodded. Do you want me to come with you? Twilight asked. It's okay, I'll be fine. I'm just going to talk to her really quickly, and see if I can get her head out of the beauty of the wings, and into what actually will happen with the wings. Okay? I'll see you at the clouds you'll be on during the performances. She nodded, and they took Rainbow Dash, as Naruto began his way towards Rarity. She wasn't hard to find, as there was a large crowd following her everywhere she went. Naruto struggled passing through the crowd, and called her name when he got to the front. Rarity. Oh, Naruto. Rarity answered. She looked over to her admirers, and scooted them away with her hoof. Go on now. There will be plenty more to admire during my fantastic performance. The crowd left, leaving Rarity and Naruto. She was still flying, as she spoke. So what is Naruto? Come to admire the wings, as well. Actually, Naruto responded, pausing a little. I wanted to talk to you about the competition. About my performance. Rarity immediately asked. Yeah, I guess Naruto looked around with his eyes, and then looked back at Rarity. Don't you think it's dangerous to be competing? How is competing dangerous? Rarity questioned. I have wings, remember? Yeah, temporary wings. Naruto strained. What if you lose them during your performance? I know Twilight and Trixie said they lasted 3 days, but it was the first time she ever did the spell, so who knows how long it will really be. Besides, Twilight also said that they're delicate, so you don't know exactly what might make you lose them. Oh, please, Naruto. She chuckled a little. Thanks for caring, but I'll be fine. With wings this beautiful, I'm destined to win with such grace. Rarity. Even if I did lose them during my performance, I would still land safely on the clouds, like your ponies. But, Rarity, Twilight didn't. Sorry, Naruto. I have to prepare for my performance if I want to win. Wish me luck. Rarity flew off towards where all the competitors were to ready themselves and wait. Naruto placed a hoof on his head and sighed. Naruto should find Rainbow Dash, maybe he'll have better luck with her. He went to the Cloudsdale Coliseum. Soon every pony had gathered in the Coliseum. Every pony in town was there for the event. In the back, where the competitors all awaited, Rainbow Dash was dreading. Rainbow Dash lay at the foot of a pillar, shaking like a leaf in a hurricane, holding on to the last strands of sanity for dear life, before the storm blew her away. Look, it's Rainbow Crash. She heard in her head, which was quickly followed by dozens of scenarios where she went out there into the Coliseum. She trips on her way out, falls into a dive, can't recover, and dies. She forgets to flap her wings, falls, and dies. She gets out there, manages to put on a passable show, before ramming into the Coliseum walls at a breakneck speed, and dies. After each death, the Wonderbolts, her heroes, scoff at the pathetic attempt, and name Derpy as the best flyer. Never mind that said Grey Mare wasn't even competing. Crash, and burn. Crash, and burn. My name is Rainbow Dash, and I am going to crash, and burn. Dashy. A name called out to her. It was Pinky's nickname for her, but that voice was definitely not Pinky's. Rainbow Dash. It called again. It was a male, she could tell, and somewhere in her brain, something told her vocal cords to answer. Here she mumbled weakly. Naruto came into her field of view, which had significantly diminished through her squinting. Hey there, Dashi, how are you doing? He asked with a soft smile. I feel sick, she admitted. Naruto nodded. You don't think you can do it, do you? No? She replied, I know I can't do it. Naruto shook his head. Now come on, Dash. You said it yourself, you're the best flyer to come out of Cloudsdale, you can do this. I can't, she assured me. I can't do this, I can't make a sonic rainboom. I'm not even sure I did to begin with. Naruto sighed, this better be worth it. Dash, look at me. She opened her magenta eyes, and stared at him with his sky-like eyes. I know you can do this. I know you did do this once before, you can do it again, I would bet my life on it. Naruto looked her directly in the eyes. You will do this, Rainbow Dash, you will make a sonic rainboom, and you will impress the Wonderbolts. Rainbow sniffed, wiping her face to keep herself from crying. Do you think so? I know so. Alright, I think I'm ready. Naruto smiled, as he helped the Pegasus up, then go out there, and knock him dead, kid. And Naruto. Yeah, Naruto felt warmth around him, he saw Rainbow hugging tightly. Thank you. He hugged her back, they pulled apart after their hug, and then Rainbow did something she shouldn't have. But inside of her she wanted to do it, she pecked on Naruto's cheek. This puts a shock on Naruto, and he stares at her for a while. Rainbow coughs and blushes. Well, I need to get going now. We'll see you bye. Rainbow rushes to the stage. Naruto stood there, and unconsciously touched his cheek, he shook his head, and started to find the other. When Naruto arrived at the performance center, Naruto looked for the cloud the girls were on. Luckily, Pinkie Pie had this huge #1 foam finger she was holding up. Naruto spotted them, and walked over to the cloud they were seated on. Pinkie Pie continued giggling excitedly, as he sat down between Twilight and Applejack. Hey, how'd it go with Rainbow Dash? Applejack asked. I think she'll be okay, but somehow I got this feeling something might go wrong. Applejack sighed and looked over to the building the competitors were to come out from. I hope she does alright, even if I get annoyed by her constant bragging. She's still my friend. Below Naruto, he could hear the laughter of those despicable bullies' ponies once again. Naruto slowly grew angrier every time Naruto heard them. However, Fluttershy placed a hoof on him, giving him this worried look, as if she didn't want him to confront the ponies. He lightly exhaled the breath inside him. "Fillies and gentlicles," the announcer announced. "Please rise and join me in welcoming our beloved Princess Celestia." Princess Celestia appeared from the sky and landed on a special cloud reserved just for her. A couple of royal guards each stayed by both sides of her. Princess Celestia waved at every pony watching the event. "Please welcome our celebrity judges for the Best Young Flyer competition, the Wonderbolts." The group of 6 ponies flew by, doing a few tricks and finishing off with a firework. Every pony cheered for each introduction. And now, let's find out who will take the prize as this year's Best Young Flyer. Several performers emerged from the building and performed their own stunts and talents, but Naruto didn't really pay attention, as he was thinking more about the risks with Rarity and the outcome of Rainbow Dash. "I love number 7, Twilight stated. "Doing 15 barrel rolls in a row can't be easy. My favorite is number 10. She just looked like such a nice pony," Fluttershy added. "Number 3 for me, doing those sharp turns takes skill like me," Trixie added too, and boasts. "Wonder how come we haven't seen Rainbow Dash or Rarity yet. The competition's almost over," Applejack wondered. And now, for our final competitor of the day, contestant number 15. Rainbow Dash flew out from the curtains, looking nervous and worried. On the contrary, Rarity appeared gracefully, having a face full of makeup and accessories. Naruto slapped a hoof onto his forehead, and apparently contestant number 4. Twilight, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, and Applejack cheered loudly for them. Rarity spoke to Rainbow Dash for a moment, who was shivering fiercely now, and then skipped to begin her performance. Rainbow Dash studied the course for a moment and began her routine, just like she had done this morning. As the other girls cheered excitedly for Rainbow Dash, she continued to do her first phase. However, she knocked the last cloud, and pummeling straight towards the bottom of us, crashing near the other ponies. "Nice work, Rainbow Crash," they ignorantly exclaimed and laughed. Naruto closes his eyes and took in a deep breath. Just let it go, too many witnesses. As Rarity continued dancing in midair, Rainbow Dash began the second phase, flying upwards and spinning the clouds. "Look, phase 2 is working," Fluttershy announced, which led to the girls cheering again. As Rainbow Dash was concentrating on spinning a cloud, a piece of it knocked her off. This caused the clouds to spin straight towards Princess Celestia. The princess and her royal guards ducked as the cloud dissolved above them. Afterwards, Rarity began flying upwards towards the sun. Hesitating for a moment, Rainbow Dash followed, as well preparing to do the third and final phase, the sonic rainboom. Rarity arrived at the beam of the sun, panting and sweating heavily. "Look upon me, Equestria," she announced loudly. "For I am Rarity." She separated her wings, and the sun beamed through the colors, presenting many shiny shades to appear everywhere. The crowd awed her. Suddenly, as she was posing, her wings burned up and disintegrated. She opened her eyes and looked at her body, noticing that her fantastic wings were gone. She began falling downwards at a rapid speed, screaming along the way. "Oh no! Her wings evaporated into thin air," Twilight exclaimed. Naruto immediately body flickers to the edge of the cloud, then jumps straight down to Rarity with determination in his eyes. Without leaving his kunai to others so he can teleport to them. So he asked Chimay for a little help. "Chimay, I need your help." "Right?" Naruto. Chimay allows it. With those insect-like wings sprouting out from Naruto's flank. Naruto sighs. Chimay wings are also her tails. So, because of that, the wings will only sprout from his flank. This is one of reasons he doesn't like using this, but note I'm for that he has to catch Rarity before she splat. Rainbow Dash saw it all. Rarity's wings turned to ash in the sun, and now she was falling, the flightless unicorn she always was. The Wonderbolts flew after her, ready to catch her, only for Rarity's flailing hooves to knock them all unconscious. Then she saw Naruto. He had swan dived after the 4 falling ponies. She also saw Naruto sprout insect-like wings from his flank from his ass. She also dived down to help, forgetting all her doubts, and with her speed she caught up with Naruto in time. They looked at each other, nodded, and continued to fly down after the victims. Together, Dash and Naruto were picking up speed. The ground was fast approaching. The cones started forming around the both of them. They went faster and faster. The cones narrowed to a sharper cone, just a little more. Within moments, they both broke through the sound barrier, and both made a loud sonic boom. Rainbow erupted with a circle of rainbow colors while she was leaving behind a trail of a vibrant rainbow. Naruto made a red mix with an orange glittering circle that spread out, as well, and looked like a sun shooting down, as he was glowing orange, and left a stardust-like trail behind. They both managed to catch the falling ponies just before they hit the ground. They pulled up, and flew over the stadium. Rainbow Dash was holding Rarity and the Wonderbolt with the fiery mane and tail, while Naruto had the other two. They arched over the stadium, then came back up through the bottom. A few Pegasus ponies came, a pair of them held Rarity up, while a few others took the unconscious Wonderbolts from them. The crowd was going wild with cheering, even Fluttershy was jumping up and down and cheering. She did it, whoa. Rainbow looked to Rarity with tears in her eyes. I did it. You sure did, thank you Rainbow Dash. Rarity thanked. You saved my life. Oh yeah, I did that too, best day ever. Naruto put a huff on her shoulder. I told you could do it, all you had to do was believe in yourself. Rainbow turned to Naruto with a smile. Thanks Naruto, you were right, I couldn't have done it without you. Sure you could have, you're the one that flew fast enough to catch Rarity, and that other Wonderbolt. True, but the whole time I was trying, your words kept going through my head, I just had to believe in myself, and I did, thank you Naruto. Rainbow then took Naruto in a hug. Naruto returned the hug. You're welcome Dash. Later, Rarity was sitting in the hot air balloon with the others gathered around her. Pinky ran up to Naruto and Rainbow Dash. Wow you two, that was amazing, that sonic rainboom you did Rainbow Dash was it was incredible, I've never seen anything like it. Rainbow Dash smiled down at him. Thanks Pinky. And Naruto, that thing you did was awesome too, what was that? Twilight chimed in. I'm curious too, what and how did you do that thing with Dash? And how do you have wings? Naruto seemed a little lost. I don't know, I've never flown that fast before, without using my kunai, then again, I never had a reason either. I don't know what it was. And the wings came from Chimay. Dash spoke up with an idea. Well we gotta call it something, I got it. How about a sonic rainboom? A sonic rainboom? Naruto questioned. Twilight mused aloud. Well you did look like a sun that was shooting down or shooting stars, as you flew. Sun are also stars, you know. Yeah, and you were leaving what looked like a trail of stardust behind, as you went too. Trixie said. I thought it looked pretty. Fluttershy commented. Where did the stardust come from? Naruto thought. That's from me Naruto Chimay echoing through his head. It was scale powder coming from my wings, resembling like stardust. Naruto nodded mentally. Gotta say partner, that was one amazing stunt you pulled back there, just as amazing as Rainbow's sonic rainboom, which was amazing by the way. Applejack said, as she looked at Dash. All eyes turned to Rarity, as she began her apology. I want to apologize to all of you for getting carried away with my beautiful wings. Rarity almost cried at the loss. I guess I just lost my head. The girls sounded off with forgiveness. Rarity then turned to Naruto. Naruto, you were right, I was being a terrible friend with my behavior, and I hope you can forgive me. Naruto smirked. As long as you've learned your lesson here, I can forgive you. They all gave their, and no hard feelings, and Rarity said, Rainbow. I am especially sorry for jumping into the contest after you trained so hard for it. Oh no sweat it, it all turned out okay, though I wish I could have met the Wonderbolts while they were awake, Rainbow lamented when she heard some pony clear their throat. She looked and gasped to the 3 Wonderbolts she saved. So you're the little pony who saved our rumps. We just wanted to thank you, and your friend too. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Rainbow gasped, Naruto laughing, put your eyeballs back in your head, Dash. Princess. They all turned to see Princess Celestia approach, sided by her guards. Hello Twilight Sparkle, and hello to your friends, as well. Princess, I'm really sorry I ruined the competition, apologize to Rarity, Rainbow Dash here is truly the best flyer in Equestria. I couldn't have done it if it weren't for Naruto, Rainbow admitted sheepishly. Who are you, and what have you done with Rainbow Dash? Naruto chuckled, as did the others. Well, on both those accounts I agree, Princess Celestia stated, which is why for her daring act of bravery, along with her incredible sonic rainboom, as well as Naruto's quick thinking, and impressive sonic sunboom, I am presenting the grand prize of Best Young Flyers to this year's tying winner, Rainbow Dash. Every pony cheered, as Princess Celestia placed the winner's crown on Rainbow's head, while the guards presented Naruto with the trophy, so he can hold it for Rainbow, all the while Rainbow couldn't stop saying, "Umigosh, umigosh, 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 umigosh," as she and Naruto were carried proudly by their friends. So Twilight Sparkle, Princess Celestia said, addressing her student, has this experience taught you something about friendship? It did, Princess, replied Twilight, but I think the pony who truly learned it was Rarity. It certainly did, Rarity admitted. I learned how important it is to keep your hooves on the ground and be there for your friends. The well-learned lesson, Rarity, complimented Celestia. Rainbow crashed, they heard some pony say before another hissed, Dash. It was the jocks, as they approached Rainbow, dumbbell saying, Rainbow Dash. We just wanted to congratulate you on winning the competition. That sonic rainboom, that sonic sunboom hoops got riled up. Totally awesome. Well, thanks guys, Rainbow smiled appreciatively. And we're sorry we gave you such a hard time before, Dumbbell added. Don't sweat it, Rainbow waved it off, balancing the crown on her head. Hey, do you want to hang out with us? We'd love to learn how you did that incredible trick. Sorry boys, Rainbow streaked past them, and up to 2 waiting Wonderbolts. but I've got plans. Every pony laughs, leaving the three bullies' jaws dropping. Thanks for watching my video, and make sure to check out the author of this fanfic. Link is in the description. See you next time. Till then, sayonara.